Good morning. On the West Coast anyway, for Tony and I. For the rest of you, it's probably halfway through your whole ass day. Good morning, Tony.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hanging in there. I'm doing good.
Well, that's all any of us can do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
First, at the top of the episode, let me thank you, Tony, for being so understanding when the power company ruined my life last weekend.
No worries.
And being available to reschedule for this weekend so that we didn't miss. Because as much as you like being here, I like having you here. So.
Oh yeah.
So I was really grateful it worked out. And let's say hello to the chat really quick. Rhea Black. You 100% should collect some books and get yourself some pencil crowns. If you have a printer, message me on Instagram and I can get you some of my scans of my vintage books. So that you can start out and just print out whatever you want on whatever kind of paper you like. So hit the ground running, girl. Good morning, shiny plastic people. Exactly. Tony's Figs is in the chat and on your screen.
Yeah.
Good morning, Andrew of Gady's Toys, who was here with me technically last week, but it was really not because I had to skip that week. Good morning, Dave's Dimension. Yes, please smash that like button. Tell YouTube you enjoy this content so they'll recommend it to more people. Because you know how they are. Let's see. And Dave's Dimension and his lovely co-host Dre are going to join me at some point for some coloring. Speaking of amazing people, Universal Toy Collector. He goes live shortly. So I recommend go checking his channel out after mine. Lots of fun content. If you enjoy Star Wars, it's a great channel to go enjoy as well because he focuses on the good stuff. And even when they are critical of Star Wars, they're not complete clown twats about it. Yeah, if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to line up a date where he can join me to color some vintage 1977 Kenner Star Wars stuff. So
right on.
You know, Moby is just. I would not say poor Moby. He's a monster.
Yeah,
he's a complete monster. Hello, Rolando. Lovely to see you. Good morning, Stanley's Toy Channel. Thank you. Same Time Toys. Hello. One of my favorite YouTube people. I need to get with you. We need to have you on at some point. So,
gotta get Shane
good morning, Nolan. We have officially been christened and have arrived.
Nolan.
All right. Aren't we all? Like, I'm just gonna say, like, I don't hope this isn't controversial or too woke for anyone, but I think when you're so wrapped up in the things you don't like and you spend all of your time building a platform around that, I think you're probably an unhappy person. So,
yeah.
And I know that seems almost ironic as my ticker tape goes by with Mobius trash, but that's different. He's monstrous. And if you ever wonder why Allison hates Moby, I say it once, I've said it twice. Google Moby and Natalie Portman and it'll all make sense.
Oh, that's what I gotta do. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, Google it. And read Natalie Portman's very eloquent and very, wow, that's a very Amidala way to drop kick somebody.
Oof.
So, all right, we're caught up on chat, which is amazing. It's probably the last time this episode because Tony and I, once we get going, it's like church ladies. So,
yes. Oh my God.
So Tony picked some pages from the DC Style Guide, which I scanned and got to him. This one, and then I'm going to start with this one.
Okay. Yeah, that's got a lot of. Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of characters in it.
Yeah, and they're tiny and they're small, and I was like, I'm going to start there.
Yeah, if you don't have a sharp ass pencil,
right?
Get in there. It's crazy because one of these. Let me see. Let me change. I'll go ahead and change my camera.
And Tony's gonna flip his camera. I'm gonna move me up there.
Let me see. It's a 1080p.
Exactly, same time toys. Who is Moby? All
Who
right.
is that? Isn't it like? Isn't he like what pop electronica type
He's
stuff?
something. He has a song he did with Gwen Stefani's, and that's all we need to know about that.
Yeah.
She ain't no
You know what-
hollaback girl.
Yeah. Oh,
But
you
she
know
did
what's
do a
funny?
song
This
with
one.
Moby. So
This
East
one.
Side or something.
Yeah. This other one we're gonna draw. I mean, we're gonna color. This.
Yeah.
I have a 2025 calendar, and for March it's this page.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's like I gotta find markers or something, because you know how calendars are that slick
Yeah, they're that
type of
slick.
copy.
Yeah.
You can't do
Crowns.
colored pencils. You gotta do you can't do crayons.
You can't even do crowns on those. You have to have some markers.
Yeah, you gotta do markers on them suckers. So
This
I'm
is
like,
so
wow.
true, Andrew. Yeah. Andrew is now Gatey's Toys. Before he was a heterosexual cis white man. And in Star Wars.
Sus.
Yeah, it's totally sus, as the kids would say. But he does have a lot of riz now, as the kids would also say. And if you ever want to embarrass your teenage niece, just tell her, the kids say you have a riz. All right, we're going to start coloring now. And yeah, so I'm going to go away from the bottom here so that I, because you don't need to see the top of my head or my hairline that much. As the dude said, I've got too much forehead to be on the internet, and y'all don't need to see this 5 head right now, because it's extra 5 head when I'm bent over to color. So, all right, let's color. I don't know why that lives in my head rent free, because I did track him back and look at what he looks like, and I mean, if I looked like I lived under a troll waiting for billy goats to pass, I too would criticize a forehead.
Billy goats.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever. It's always people like that that want to be the most critical about your appearance. Right. It's like, sir, you're projecting because you ugly.
Exactly.
All right, so I'm going to start with
mine down like you did.
Right? Bring it on. Drop it down. Wait. Yeah, like Iggy Azalea would say, bring it low, drop it down just like that.
Yep.
Yeah. She's still trying to be a rapper.
Is she?
Yeah, I know, right? Whatever, sir.
It's weird.
I know. She just didn't take the hint when we were like, okay, that song was fun, but you can go, girl. You can go.
Didn't she have something? Didn't she have a song or something with Snoop Dogg or something? I don't know.
I don't know. I know for a while she was on OnlyFans.
Are you serious? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't serious. I'm just. I mean, no shame to anyone who does OnlyFans, but what I am going to say is, if you were Iggy Azalea and you had one worldwide hit, and now you're doing OnlyFans, like, it's kind of like,
I guess you saw the writing on the wall with that one. So she said, I better.
Yeah, right.
Throw some skin over here.
I have several friends who do OnlyFans. They make really good money, but they also didn't have a #1 pop song worldwide. So, like, my guess is she didn't save her money, or she got a really bad deal and didn't make enough money. I mean, she doesn't do apparently anything like corny on there. It's kind of like Showtime After Dark, where it's like allegedly she just wears sexy clothes and is suggestive, but still, I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna say, like, it's a little. If you're somebody up and coming in the world and that's how you're making your money, I have a little bit more respect for you than I am going to have for somebody who squandered their money or got a bad deal.
Right. Yeah.
Especially after appropriating all that culture she did. You can appropriate all the culture you want, Iggy, but you can never appropriate talent. Oh, that was my out loud voice. Apologies. Sorry, Iggy.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
We finally coloring. We finally got it going, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. I'm like, please don't have. I was at work saying shift. Please don't kick my ass. Please don't kick my ass. I want to be up. And luckily everything was cool. It wasn't too busy or crazy last night. I mean, there's a drunk driver that wrecked, but all he wrecked was himself and his own truck. So that was our last
Okay.
call of the night. Yeah. Stupid.
Usually it's wrecks like that that help the people who drink drive, unless they have like an alcohol problem. That's usually what helps them sort of,
Straighten
whoa, I
out.
need to calm my
Mm,
tits down. So
yep.
hopefully he didn't wreck himself too much, but
Yep.
just enough so that he gets his act together.
Right.
I have an uncle that I don't really talk to anymore who every couple of years gets arrested on DUI,
Gosh.
goes back to jail, does his time, gets sobers up,
Yep.
but then gets out and just because he doesn't think he has a drinking. And it's like, sir, you've been to jail 17 times
Whoa.
that I count, that we know of, that I've counted for drunk driving. He spent at least 12 years of his life in prison for drunk driving offenses.
Dear Lord.
Luckily, he's never killed anyone.
Yeah.
And he's never really messed himself up. It's like the law of averages there.
Yep.
And you try to call him on it, and he just, because he can't admit he's got the alcohol problem of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So
yeah,
yeah, it was not too crazy, too busy yesterday. We had a lot of downtime, so I'm like, oh man,
oh, good.
please, because when you get a lot of downtime during in the daytime, you're like, okay, we're gonna get screwed at night.
Yeah,
The law of averages, like you were talking about earlier. So
yeah,
no, but everything wasn't too bad. I got time enough to come
good.
home and crash out a little bit before we go on and stuff. So
I
there's
mean,
still a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
TV shows kind of have most of us convinced that, you're constantly rushing from horrible accident to horrible accident, but that's not really
Right.
true, is it?
No. No. It's just like the fire department. We have a station and amenities and everything, and we try to get as much sleep as we can. So whenever the call does go out, we got to jump up and at them, lights and
Yeah,
sirens. They sometimes not, but yeah, no, we have it's not
okay,
like we're on street corners waiting. You know what I mean?
right. Well, and also it's just, there's not as much. I made a mistake of watching a season of that 911 show, and it was just like this constant.
Go, yeah.
Yeah, and also just often like 17,000 cars and one pilot. Oh my god!
Everything's got it. Yeah, for
911?
show, for movies. Yeah.
Yeah, what will the 911 crew do while being attacked by killer bees?
Yeah. We thought we were dropping off a kid that he was at one of the, because it was Saturday night, so they were at a football game at a high school, and he was delivering Uber to somebody there, and I think he had an energy drink, and he didn't have too much to eat, so he blacked out and passed out, so he had a syncopal episode. So we took him. Luckily for him, the children's hospital was like down the street, and so we just took him there. So, and after that, we heard on the computer that there was a gunshot wound like down the street.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, are we gonna go play or not? Because we weren't clear, because my partner has to chart that call.
Yeah.
But we can clear if there's a big time emergency. But this idiot was cleaning his gun, and it went off and shot his girlfriend in the finger. So luckily he didn't kill her, so they had an ambo on it. They had a fire department on it, so we didn't rush to that when it was crazy. But just stuff that's crazy.
This is a public service announcement to everyone. If we're dating and you're cleaning your gun and you shoot me in the finger, I am breaking up with you.
Yeah.
There's no coming back. I don't care if it was an accident.
We're done.
We're done. Like,
you're not safe.
You're not a safe person.
No.
And if you are, you are at that point rechristened Carl. You're now a Carl.
Yep.
And I will spend the rest of my life destroying you.
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
You might as well. I can't say that on YouTube, or the YouTube will shut me down. But
Right.
yeah, I've got a suggestion of what they can do with that. The gun that they accidentally took my finger with.
Jeez.
Anyway, hopefully she gets some money when she sue him and breaks up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, man,
Girl, get your bag.
you're an idiot.
Get your bag and make sure it's one that has a handle that you can. I mean, like, did she lose? Oh my god! Now I'm curious. What happened with the?
I know. It's like, well, we weren't on the call, but we're like, oh, okay, well, we're done. We're not gonna, they already have, units assigned to it and all that stuff. So hopefully, I mean, it was bad enough for that. You know what I mean? So hopefully she doesn't lose anything. But
And this Andrew,
besides the relationship,
this is the most dead on comment anyone can make on this. Andrew says, also maybe don't clean a loaded gun. So yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
And
dumb shit.
hello,
Jeez.
GI Jetman has joined us. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
He was on Clubhouse last night.
Yeah, I saw that when I got a chance to watch. Yeah.
So welcome to the wonderful world of YouTube, GI Jetman.
What are you doing it on Kenzo's channel?
Yeah,
Is it not Oz?
Yeah, Oz wasn't feeling well, and
okay.
And before they got it all set up on Oz's, Kenzo just jumped on and went live. So,
gotcha.
Which is fine. I was gonna jump on last night, but I was just like, I slept late. I filmed a little bit of stuff for a long form video, and then I went laid on the couch and watched Friday the 13th movies.
Nice.
As you do when you're having, like, I need some space today. I need to watch stupid teens in the 80s do stupid things. So,
there you go.
I mean, I'm going to tell you, even in 2025, you don't go to the woods alone, have premarital sex, do drugs by Crystal Lake.
Then you're on the list.
Yeah, and if you do, and you do all of that, O.J. Simpson is going to rise up out of the lake and get you.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done. OJ will get you. Won't even finish your Haagen-Dazs.
No, you're done, and so is your new boyfriend.
Yeah. Everyone at Camp Crystal Lake, OJ is coming. But yeah. There was somebody who got really mad at me when I made that joke. I'm just like, why are you mad? Like, he wrote a book that said he did it.
Yeah, come on now.
He's an icon. Let's let him be iconic, guys.
All that's over with now.
He's dead now. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
Unless you go to Crystal Lake and he comes back out of the water. Those chains will never hold him down under. Oh, no. Never mind. No. I realized after I said that. That sounds. For those who don't know, in Friday the 13th Part 6, they stopped Jason by chaining him under the lake. So.
For those that don't know, with everything we saw.
Go watch that movie and then come back. And then so you can get where I was going with that. Oh wow, you're doing all the skin.
Yeah, I'm doing the skin. Like, okay, I found the peach. I found the skin color. So here we go.
You're everyone's getting their skin done.
Everyone's getting their skin.
I did Captain Marvel, and now I'm gonna do some gold bars, and then
there you go.
There's so many characters, I'm just gonna work my way around.
Same here. Yeah. I'm like, there's no background. Like, your trick to do the background first. Yeah. I was gonna do that, but I'm like, there's just a border.
Yeah, there's really not. There's like the buildings and some stuff, but I was just like,
when you have badass Jose Luis Garcia Lopez art in front of you, you just go at it, man. Like, I was so surprised when I was like, hey, one of these pictures is my March calendar.
Yeah.
Because it has his artwork, and then it has the new stuff, and then what's out there for t-shirts and all that stuff. So I'm like, I stick with Jose because
he's the
and like I told you, I got the DC style guide in the mail. I was like, Oh man, I've been wanting that for so long.
Yeah, it's really. I was really excited. I mean, like, what? I assume you watched the video
Yeah,
that I made, and so like I am slightly. It's not like mad, but it's like I was vaguely disappointed that it's not a complete. Like it doesn't have everything from every year,
right, yeah.
and it's a
Oh, like
little bit all over the place. But one of the guys who did it, they're not comic book people. They got the manual and they were like, oh wow, this is really impressive. They recognized that it was, like a significant thing. And a lot of, like I know Toy Otter had mentioned in a stream or two that he was in that he's got some of the other pages.
really nice.
Yeah. Which makes sense. It's Toy Otter. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pretty
um,
badass.
and you used to be able to pick up random pages and style guides on back in the day. I remember looking at one that was like less. It was like $60 in like 90s money. Which considering what I paid for the style guide, like I'm like should have just bit the bullet back then. But I didn't. But there,
Yeah.
I know there were some warlord pages. There are a couple different. I mean, everything that's in full color was also in black and white, and everything in black and white allegedly for Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman was also in full color.
Yeah.
So there are some pages missing. But again, like the way it worked is they sent these books out to the licensees, and it was the 80s. Not everyone even had like like they would just take the original art and paste it on their original thing they were making and print that and then send that to like make their shirts or their cups or whatever.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of incomplete because people were using they were just cutting it from the actual guide to make their thing. But I'm hoping that with the release of that, they end up getting enough of what was missing that they can do like a supplemental or a second volume or something.
Right.
Because there's some significant pieces, in my opinion, that are, I mean, like to people like us, the whole thing, every variation is culturally significant.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
But for some people, not so much. But for us, like, having a nice copy of, the original Supergirl plates where she was in the hot pants costume versus.
Oh yeah. Her different. Yeah.
And like, let's see. So in this page right here, she's in that new costume. There's a different version of this where she would have been in the old costume.
Yeah, I've got her headband costume with her skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, over here, she's in the headband, and you can almost see that it's the art is slightly different here because they just went in and basically, whoever, it could have been Giordano as well because he did a lot of the reworks in here. Probably just went in and whited the old Supergirl out and then redrew the new one on top of it.
Right.
Because
the one with the headband and stuff is pre-crisis or crisis? I can't remember.
It was pre-crisis to crisis.
Okay, yeah.
So, they were gonna have her in the headband for the movie. And the screen tester out there. Quick, I have a video on my channel called Villain Obscura Selena from the Supergirl movie. Everyone go watch that. There are pictures in there of Helen Slater in the headband costume.
That's crazy. I want to see that.
Yeah, they did costume test of it, and that's part of why her costume changed was she was still in those 70s hot pants and they wanted something a little bit more cinematic, so it was kind of like a joint.
Yeah,
like she needs an update. That's not
gonna
work
for the movie. Yeah,
so they went for something a bit more iconic.
It came out great. She was great.
Yeah, but then the original costume, she had the headband. They even had the overlay, like the way the cape and the S shield are in this costume. Yeah. Her original costume was like that in the movie.
Oh, the cape came to the front of her chest, kind of into the S. Yeah.
That was the whole costume, and it didn't. They changed it in the comic book, anticipating the movie, and then the movie came out, and she was not in that costume. And to be honest, it did not translate. I mean, it looks really bad.
Right. Let's disco
Like, it
time.
doesn't look good. And like they have Helen Slater's hair a lot more blonde. They have it more curly like that.
Right.
And not everyone looks good in 80s perm hair. So
Right. I'm glad they changed it anyway.
yeah, so so it's shameless plug of my video, but there are pictures in that video of her in the costume.
Right on.
And so, but yeah, so they reach, and then they off during Crisis. So
Yep. Yeah, because I was trying to remember the cover where he's holding her, and it's the headband version, right?
yeah,
It's the headband.
headband costume.
Yeah.
That was such a good comic issue. That one made me cry as a kid.
That one was crazy, yeah, because we lost Flash, we lost Supergirl.
Yeah. And they were so big, iconic, like hero deaths. Like they weren't small, they weren't
Right. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then they all switched into one universe, and that brought Captain Marvel and all the others into one universe. Yeah.
Mostly it was pretty good. Like I mean, there's some boneheaded decisions they made, but for the most part, I always felt like the changes from Crisis were pretty good. So
yeah, well, I had to get used to like who are these people? Who Pariah and Harbinger and all those. I'm like, what is this? I'm not gonna. What did I miss? You know what I mean? This is because sometimes when you were younger, I just got it for the cover. I'm like, oh
yeah,
look at this crazy shit, and then I went back and got all the other individual books. You know what I mean? What year was that?
Really quick, Aaron, aka 1985.
Oh wow! I was like,
yeah, 85 to 86, because it started about halfway through 85. If I
like 11 years
back
old.
then, there weren't really delays in comics.
No,
Aaron Payne's toy samples in the chat. Hello, Payne. Payne has been dropping new videos on his channel, so everyone go check that out. If Thanos, hello.
Thanos, welcome. Aaron, Darren,
Thanos,
yes.
If you are still around, Thanos, could you drop a link to Payne's channel where he's releasing his book stuff? 3-Star Draw, aka Darren. Hello, welcome.
What's up, buddy?
And Lee's Customs, hello. Exactly. That would nothing more 2025 than OJ coming up from the lake and filming me for a prank show.
Oh God, run.
Comment of the day. Thank you, Lee's Toys. Lee's Customs. I also go check out Lee's Customs channel because he just did a great video on a bunch of his Origins customs, and a lot of us, aka me, a lot of my first Origins customs were using heads purchased from Lee on eBay. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One day I will finish painting the Brave Star.
There you go.
One day. But yeah, I got like a Brave Star from him, and I got a bunch of the Galaxy Warriors heads. I still need to make armor and stuff for those. But yeah, so go check out Lee's stuff. And he does painting he's how he paints and stuff. So fun channel. Thank you very much, Thanos. Yeah, and Kenzo is here saying hey.
What's up, Kenzo?
And Kenzo, the olives have been brought, well, the jar. I'm trying to get everything unpacked, and I still haven't found my the proper thing I use for pencil shaving, so I'm still using this olive jar.
Oh, nice.
But since the whole olives thing was the thing for a while, it seems apropos. Did I send you that video that time of the lady on the Maury Povich show bring out the olives?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. No wonder you were just like, what are you even talking about? I'll hook you up after the stream. I'll find the video and send it to you. Long story short, back in the 90s, Maury Povich had a lady on who was deathly afraid of olives.
Wow.
And because when her grandfather died, his eyes looked like olives to her, so now she couldn't eat them after. And
Oh,
about
yeah.
halfway through, Maurice yells, "Bring out the olives!" And
Uh-oh.
some lady comes out into the studio with a giant jar of olives. And the lady takes off down the hall running and screaming. And really, she's being traumatized, so we shouldn't find it funny, but
No, that's
I'm a little
weird.
messed up. We're all a little messed up these days, so I found it incredibly humorous. Also, though, she was an actress, I think. And I saw her on an episode of Springer in a different wig with a different problem. So I don't know that the olive thing was even real. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it so that I can continue to find enjoyment from her screaming when the olives are brought out. So, but that
We can
wasn't
always.
uncommon, you know. Or especially after the Jenny Jones thing where she got her guest murdered, where they would get
Oh, I
actors.
remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, that was the thing. So after that, they would often just get actors coming on pretending. And people would make up stuff because you get a free trip to Chicago or wherever.
Yeah.
I said that to somebody and they're like, well, who wants to go to Chicago? I'm like, have you ever been to Chicago? It's a pretty cool town. Like, you've got the Chicago deep dish, you've got Wrigley Field, you've got all the places where they filmed the Blues Brothers, you've got all the John Hughes places.
Mm-hmm. The fake Shermer, Illinois, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all in the Chicago suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
I went out there like in, what was it? 1999, I believe. Yeah, it was 99 or it was, yeah, 99 because in 2000 I went to yeah. So yeah, it was 1999 I went to Chicago and
Chicago.
Chicago, yeah, and spent like
Mm-hmm.
a couple days there. And it was May, so it was lovely. It was still spring. It was before the miserable summertime. And there's just a lot of good food and like good music and
Chicago pizza, all that.
Chicago pizza, right?
Mm.
My hotel was like it was like the Wabash. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I couldn't pronounce it then. My taxi driver laughed at me. Um, but right across the street there was this really nice Italian restaurant which had the best spaghetti and the best Italian bread. It was
There
just
you go.
fun. So I'm sure that restaurant is no longer there, but there was a lot of good food all over Chicago.
Yeah.
And I got to go to Wrigley Field. You go, you get your hot dog, you get your beer. We sat down. Sammy Sosa, like within the first 30
Wow.
minutes, hit a home run that flew out of the park, hit a building across the street. It was like, all right, we've accomplished achievement unlocked.
Right.
Thank you so
Man.
much, Thanos, for being on top of all of those. And then Black Phoenix has joined the chat. Hello, Alex. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, okay. That was why he said Wrigley. I thought when I saw that, Kenzo, that I had maybe mispronounced Wrigley. Because, you know, we get old and we mispronounce stuff and don't realize we've mispronounced it. But, all right, let's see. So, Hawkman, Shazam. I need to do Starfire. Goodness, what color do I use for Starfire's skin? She's like golden, but she's not super gold. I'm gonna do goldenrod. Oh, are you muted, Tony?
No, I'm good. We just it's
Okay.
getting hectic because my sister,
Oh, okay.
she's really ill and stuff. So it's like
Okay,
she's
no
been.
worry. I was afraid you didn't know you were muted and
Oh no,
we're
no, no.
talking.
No. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
No,
No
we're good.
worries. That's fine. Not a worry.
Yeah, we're good. Good.
Just want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't. And I was also wanting to make sure I didn't accidentally mute you. Yeah, I know you got some stuff happening, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, she's just when she comes home, we're gonna get her room ready and all that stuff. Just got to be around loved ones now and
Yeah,
stuff. It just sucks. Just
it's not easy.
yeah, it's crazy.
All right. I'm gonna have to sort of combine colors to get Starfire's skin right.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing wrong with that. I think I have it with the goldenrod and the salmon pink.
There you go.
And then I'm going to
Crazy
add,
how everybody's black hair has the blue highlights.
yeah, it's such a comic book thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we are. So for Starfire, I had to combine goldenrod, salmon pink, and now I'm adding Spanish orange.
Wow, she's getting the treatment.
Well, I mean, she has like that really distinctive like golden skin color, but
Her
it's not
skin color, yeah.
not typical gold. It's not. I mean, for like white people, you can pretty much just get away with like peach.
That's what I did for all these guys.
Not so much for Starfire.
Nope.
That's not how it works. I'm still trying to get a good set of combinations for Hispanic skin tones because they're not your people, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different undertones that it's like, and like so many variances that like.
Oh, big time.
I actually like with Starfire. I've had good success if I use a little bit of goldenrod with more peachy colors, and then a little
Yeah.
bit of jasmine, and then I can usually get pretty close. But it's not. And what's I guess weird and frustrating to me is that nobody who does like sort of coloring tutorials on YouTube actually spends any time working on these other skin tones. So it's like you kind of just have
Yeah.
to figure it out. And my friend, I don't know if you remember my friend Muriel, who sometimes jumps on streams with me.
I do. Yeah.
But she was like, "Why don't you just do them?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna jump on the internet and tell people how to do brown skin." I'm like, I'm gonna hope that there's somebody with brown skin who's doing the videos and YouTube just hasn't shown them to me yet. Like, I don't know. It's frustrating though, because like I like getting that stuff right. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got detail.
like for
Gotta
me,
get it right.
especially with a lot of the kind of art, not as much on the channel because in the 80s it was mostly white people in all these shows, but for newer, like for my private stuff, like the stuff that's just for me, like I buy a lot of art from Black women who make art, and I have a lot of coloring pages from there's this man in I believe Morocco, and he draws all sorts of like women from all around the world that are not
Oh, so
Caucasian, and it's
he's got to get the skin tones really good. Yeah.
I gotta get like because that bugs me. Like I want it to, even if I'm doing a cartoony thing, like I want it to look right, and it's just
Right. Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
frustrating. I'm just gonna say that. Like So if you're silently lurking and I don't know you're watching and you're somebody who is Hispanic and you do coloring art, please put some tutorials up and let me know so that I can properly achieve, like, again, I'm not ever going to do a video because that would be, I mean, like, I might do a video where it's like, oh, by the way, let's do this, we're going to color El Dorado today, but it's not going to be learn how to do,
He's
learn how
brown as
to
hell.
color, learn how to color Hispanic skin tones with Allison today.
Learn how to color. Learn how to color Black Lightning, El Dorado, Apache Chief.
Yeah, right.
Samurai.
Well, I have a pretty good formula for because of Brave Star for native.
Oh,
My
yeah.
grandfather grew up on a reservation, so I can kind of like, I'm not going to do a tutorial or anything, but I don't feel as, if I were to ever color a family portrait of, that side of the family, I would need to be good at that. So
Right.
So that one I feel less like interloper, but yeah, because at one point I was like, well, why don't I just do a series of them? And then I was like, no, like, let's not do that. let's not be that person.
Right.
And I mentioned it to my friend, and she's like, you should just do it. It'd be great. I'm like, but you're white. I can't trust you. And I was like, Muriel. She's like,
wow.
And Muriel was like, she's like, you'd have to be really careful how you handle that. And I'm like, exactly. And I'm not very good at being very careful. So we're good. Let's let
just do it. Ain't no harm involved. Yeah.
I'm just going to do it, but not say that that's what I'm doing, which was what her advice was. Like, just do it, but don't name that video coloring Hispanic skin tones with Allison. Like, join me as we color, El Dorado or whoever. Like, I keep saying El Dorado because I think that's the only in the style guide, because it was a little bit before Vibe.
Is he in there?
Justice League. So
is he in the style guide? All
I think El Dorado might be.
Super Friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Right on.
So
I haven't even made a dent in that book yet. I just got it and like I'm so happy, but I haven't had time to like flip through it and stuff. Just like Carson's book, the G.I. Joe Bible he just made, and I'm just like, I have them. They're in my possession.
I need to get a bunch of those G.I. Joe things.
Oh man, that thing is freaking awesome.
I've been wrapping up my Star Wars reference library. Like, I just finally caved and bought the illustrated storyboards for the original trilogy and the prequels.
Yeah.
And there's some great, like, the prequel ones are really interesting because we got a lot of stuff from, like, especially around the Phantom Menace. But a lot of it was really controlled with how it came out. And then the storyboard, some of it was before sort of like all the looks had been finalized. And originally Padme and her handmaiden disguise very much had a very Leia look to her hair, like from the first movie with like buns.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting they didn't go with that look. So yeah, because like one of the things a lot of people complained about back in the day about the prequels was like everything looked so different. And I often remember thinking, well, if they had given Padme and the handmaiden disguise, like sort of a Leia hairdo.
Yeah, you got to do that. So mom.
Still thought that. And interestingly enough, at one point, that when she was a handmaiden, she had sort of a almost close to the one hairdo she had in the Revenge of the Sith that looked very Leia-like. So.
Right.
But I'm wrapping that up, and then so I'm almost done with all my Star Wars reference that I need to get all of the art of books for the sequel trilogy. Because even though, like a lot of people don't like those, there's some really amazing art direction in that, and the costumes and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want those. But after that, like, I'm gonna, I need to get a couple. There's the the guy who does Toy Collector Magazine, Blake, he has a whole series of books about unproduced toys and
Oh, really?
lost lines that are available through Big Bad Toy Store.
Okay.
A lot of them are sold out on his website, or I buy from him directly, but a lot of them are still up on Big Bad Toy Store. So I'm going to get those. And then Craig from Toy Anxiety did a Ghostbusters book that's going to come out, and I need to get that.
Oh, that's nice.
I know
That'd be bad.
ridiculously little about Ghostbusters toys.
Same here.
And I'm going to assume at some point Jay and Dan are going to want to do episodes on Ghostbusters because Jay is a huge Ghostbusters fan. So
Yeah.
I think one of Jay's first websites on the internet was a Ghostbusters site, like a Ghostbuster toy site. So
Yeah.
anyway, let's see.
Yeah. Next time for me and you, we got to do either some Mask or some Marvel characters, or we're getting down on some DC. I think last time. Oh yeah, no, last time we did Marvel. Remember the cops?
Yeah,
And
we did.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I've seen that one. Dr. Doom.
Iron Man and Spider-Man. They're looks like they're arresting Doom and Magneto. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that would. Some of the comments. Brick is suggesting if I do the skin tone, I should title it "Everyone's So Creative."
Yeah,
that'd be pretty good. So
this is the skin tone.
yeah,
This is for Hispanics. This is for Irish.
it ain't gonna go down easy if it ain't cheesy.
Yep.
Have I seen? I haven't. I will send you some of her videos if I haven't seen Tanera Double
Right on.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
She roasts all of the terrible cooking videos on the internet.
That's
and when it gets really off the hook, she goes, "Everybody's so creative."
I was like, what happened to my yellow? Right here. There we go.
But I don't know. It's like I want these, like back to the skin tone thing. Like I really want those resources out there, but I don't know. It just feels like I would be stealing somebody else's. There are a lot of really good Black women artists on YouTube who make some really great skin tones for Black skin tone. So like that is covered. And I know, like, as well as I do, especially among Hispanic women, there are a lot of amazing Hispanic women artists, but I don't find a lot of them on YouTube. So I was almost going to say, I need to find one and mentor her. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like White Lady Saviordom, like Dangerous Minds. Never mind.
Well, you get into these comics and it's insane. There's so many Italians.
Yeah.
There's so many Hispanics. There's so many.
Yeah.
The books I've been reading and collecting, I'm like, oh my God, there's I mean, just this main Jose Luis, man. This is Argentinian Spaniard. It's
most of our
and then Hector Garrido for G.I. Joe. You know what I mean?
George Perez, like, was Puerto Rican, like,
all these Latinos are crazy in there.
Ernie Chan was from the Philippines. Alfredo Alcala from He-Man, like, Philippines, like, so much of our traditional comic book, the art that we consider sort of
the end all be all of this is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah.
It was shaped and formed by like Latin American and Asian.
Yeah.
And like
the Bushimas, Ramita.
Italian. Yeah. Like it's just interesting, like how little of that gets talked about.
Right.
So yeah, Mr.
Jimenez, I mean, there's tons of them. Yeah.
Phil Jimenez is really good. What's really been interesting with Phil Jimenez is when he started, it was very much like Perez doppelganger art.
Oh yeah.
It's been really interesting watching Phil Jimenez over the years as he's evolved his style into his own, so that it looks like Phil Jimenez. Once I get the studio set up, I met him. They used to do Wonder Woman Day here in Portland at one of the well, I'm not in Portland anymore, but when I was in Portland, it took a while to get out of it. Here in Portland, at Excalibur Comics, And Phil
Yeah.
Jimenez was there one year, and I got a Donna Troy sketch from him.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So that'll be really cool. And I have a Adam Hughes Wonder Woman, and let's see, Aaron Lopresti. I think that's how you say his last name.
Lopresti?
I've got a Donna Troy from
Lopresti? Yeah.
him. Yep, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've got like one more, and then I've got some original Colleen Doran pages from her book with Keith Giffen, Reign of the Zodiac. So it'll be nice to be able to put all that up and have like my little comics nook.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Phil Jimenez was really nice. Like one of the nicest comic book. It was that year was him and Gail Simone at the table, and it was like they were just sitting there like. Gail, I don't know if you ever anyone watching this, if you ever go to any convention and you have the opportunity to meet Gail Simone or go to like a panel that she's, sort of the main person of, go, because she is so hilarious.
She's awesome. Yeah, Gail Simone is badass.
She's also one of my favorite internet trolls.
Is she?
Oh my god. She posted the other day on Blue Sky. She was like, "What are the Beatles? I've never heard of them."
She messes around too much.
Oh yeah. And then
awesome.
At one point she was like, after the Beatles broke up, none of the Beatles ever had any good music. Never did anything after. Weird. And then you've got all these people in the comments like, actually, just going to town. And of course, everyone who follows Gail knows she does this. So we all jump in on it. I'm like, no, Gail, remember? They had that song whenever Keith Richards. And you just make up stuff. And
like,
then,
what?
Of course, people who don't know what's going on get more and more mad. And it's just hilarious.
Exactly. You guys are full of shit.
Yeah, right. Don't you know anything? And
he never did anything with Prince.
Exactly. Yeah, and you do stuff. Yeah. She will do stuff like that, and it just, if you follow her long enough, like you just, and then if you get something good to add, you just jump in there, and it's like,
you just keep going, and they're just trolling.
It's so funny. Like it's so funny when somebody finds her for the first time who doesn't understand.
Oh, dude, you could do that so much in these damn G.I. Joe groups on Facebook, man. They believe anything, and they're like, "Wait a minute, like, hey." That's what Zen does. That's what Baldy does all the time. He just pokes the bear. It's just funny because these people get so stupid ass triggered.
Sunday, I bet if I go look right now on Blue Sky, there's a Gail Simone special. I'm gonna check this out really quick.
Yeah.
If I ever do this on a channel, if I ever do a comic book channel, one of the features will be what the hell is Gail Simone doing this week and why it's hilarious.
I think Brick's gonna snitch to the feds.
Right.
Too funny. Oh, they did 5.5 hours yesterday. Kenzo. Woo!
Oh wow.
My goodness.
Right. Yeah, come on, Brett. Come on. Come on, Brett. Come on. Don't worry. Like, that'll be at the bottom of the list of the things they're gonna care about for me. Like, we're good. Well, actually, goblins. Oh.
Well, Superman's done.
Okay,
Here you go.
So yesterday she.
Uh-oh.
It looks like she went after Star Trek. She's like, "What's a Q?" At one point on Twitter, back when that was still a thing that we did, started a hashtag called "I'm a Terrible Jedi," and she started it with, I still call him Dark Vader.
Yeah, I think my dad used to call him Dark Vader.
Yeah, right. I think all of us as kids, and I remember I had to be corrected that it was Darth when I was a kid. But it was
Dad, it's not Dark Vader.
It's Darth.
When I was younger, I used to get pissed. I used
Yeah.
to get mad. Like, no,
It's not dark.
it's not
No, I
Darth
used to when
Vader. Stop
I was
it.
also I was also like 3 the first time I saw Star Wars. So Darth, like, it's not gonna happen for a 3-year-old.
What's a
Darth.
Darth?
But Dark Vader happens.
Darth Vader.
I think that's what
I
my
had that.
grandma
I had
would call
that.
him too.
I had that carrying case.
Yeah, that was a
The
good carrying
I had
case.
the Darth Vader carrying case, and my dad would go,
Yeah,
"Get that big old Darth Vader out of here!"
put that Dark Vader.
Like, what are you saying? Stop!
Dad, you're embarrassing me. It's
It's
Darth.
not Darth Vader.
You know, my friends are gonna think I'm a loser because you don't know it's Darth.
Oh,
Yeah, my grandma hated Star Wars. She used to refer to Chewbacca with the like most disdain. That space monkey. It's like, Grandma, that sounds like there's something else going on there. Like, even as a kid, I was like, there's something weird the way she's upset about Chewbacca. Like,
it's Space Lion.
yeah, right? Just the
That's
way
it. You keep calling him a space monkey now.
she hated
Oh shit.
that whole cantina scene angered her with all those weird things in there. It's so weird.
Oh yeah. What's all this bullshit?
And of course, that was my mom's favorite part of the movie was the cantina. So we went deep on cantina characters when Kenna released them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want the Death Star, and my mom was like, you're gonna get the creature cantina for Christmas. Because that was the one she wanted to like play with when we would, when you're little, your mom plays with you more than you're
Yeah.
older. But I got the Death Star for my birthday, so it's fine. Oh my God, Tony, I'll be able to set my Death Star up in a couple weeks.
Wow.
I think I still have the rope and the foam. I mean, I had them when I packed them, but those things are little and the foam disintegrates. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
1978 was a long time ago for foam.
Long. Oh hell yeah.
And so we will see. Yeah, but
Damn space
Dark
monkey.
Vader. And that was when I was like, she is amazing because it's like, it's just.
What you say about the Ewoks?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that was a fun hashtag. That was the first time she liked one of my tweets and retweeted it. And my tweet was, because, like the funny, back in the day, for people who don't remember when Twitter existed and was fun, one of the fun things when you would take it to the next level. So it was like, I'm a terrible Jedi was the hashtag. And I'm like, sometimes I like to jump out from behind rocks and go ooga booga. And the hashtag was, I'm a terrible Jedi. Hashtag Sam people are easily frightened.
Yep.
And like the hashtag was could be a punchline back in the day when Twitter was fun.
Definitely.
But yeah, that was and she liked it and retweeted it. And I was like, oh my God.
I never got on Twitter at all.
I resisted it for a really long time, and then when I was really into the comic stuff, I got on there because I went to one of the Wonder Woman days, and it was not Gail Simone, it was somebody else, but she was like, whoever it was like, oh yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm like, Twitter, what's that?
The hell's that?
And then I went on Twitter, and Gail Simone followed me, and Carney Wilson from Wilson Phillips followed me, and
Oh wow.
that one, that was like the time where I met Debbie Gibson at Comic-Con, and she was like, and I asked a question. She's like, oh my God, that's the best question I've ever gotten at one of these.
There you go. Wow.
I was like, wow. She talked for 30 minutes afterwards too. So, but yeah, I don't know. Twitter used to be, but also it was a lot, like now for the kids, it's not as big of a deal when a celebrity or something replies to them on social media. But, back in the day when Carney Wilson and Liz Fair and Gail Simone and all these cool people that I really looked up to followed me back. It was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like all those aliens were the best figures. So.
Yeah, they were.
Dara. There was a kid I used to play with. I say used to because I found out he called him Dark Vader. Oh my god.
Yeah, racist. Dark
Yeah,
Vader.
exactly. Like, and this
We
is a
didn't
good point,
know.
Andrew. Like, size noodles and oh, I think I've got ants. Just have an ant climb up on the desk. It is that time of year, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, like we're starting to get spring-like weather outside, and
Yeah,
it's been
same.
raining here for days.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Well,
believe it.
that's part of why the power was out last week was
Oh
some
yeah.
fool driving around poorly in the rain.
Oh, people don't know how to drive around in the rain, and we're the dam around here.
Yeah. So we have to, and we were told when we bought it that we would need to treat the first 2 or 3 years the yard for ants and stuff because
Oh really?
we bought this house from like an elderly person who was moving into assisted care after being a widow for a while.
Oh wow.
So there are a lot of little things that need to be done, but Matt is big into gardening and plants and stuff.
Nice. Okay.
So for him, like that was a feature. Like he's already got a bunch of plants that he's ready to start planting in the next couple of days.
With the green
So
thumb out. Mm-hmm.
yeah, like in an ideal world, that's what he would have had, like a garden thing after he stopped playing hockey.
Oh yeah.
And so, and for a while, he long before we met, he lived in not the part of Oregon we live in now, but another part of South Oregon, working at like a tree farm sort of place. So,
Mhm.
so his college degree was in geology.
Right. Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So yeah, he's likes to get out in the dirt and stuff, which is good because I don't.
Leave that to him.
I mean, I used to when I was a kid. I would go outside and like dig up stuff and build like, uh, you know, like play sets. Like I would go push
Yeah.
dirt around and build a mountain to play with the toys in. But it's a little different than.
Yeah.
I've never met
Yeah.
a plant that is alive after I have it for more than a few weeks. So
Same.
I used to
Yeah.
kill like there's sort of plants where you could throw them in your front yard and like forget they existed. I would even kill those.
Yeah. The ones that don't need that much
Yeah.
help at all.
Like you've
Oh,
got dirt and outside, you're good. Nope, not even
yeah.
those. So, but
You should tear up the dirt out there with our Hot Wheels.
yeah, exactly. Like I would go
Mhm.
in with the little gardening spade and I would dig up a sarlacc pit or one time
Oh
we
yeah.
dug a big pit, my brother and I, in the yard. Well, and it couldn't go too deep because we were in Louisiana. If you get too deep, you hit water. But we dug up enough that and then built it up in the middle, and like Gray Skull and Crystal Castle would go on that.
Right.
So I mean, like I just don't like plants. Like planting them and keeping them alive is not my forte.
Me neither.
Exactly. Well, Matt watches a lot of Archer, so he's always saying this is how we get ants, and it's like literally this is how we get ants. We bought a house with a yard that is going to need a year or two of proper treatment so that we don't have ants. So, I mean, it probably doesn't help that I ate a Pop-Tart at my desk yesterday when I was in here for a little bit.
You want
And
that
then
sugar? There you go.
some crumbs that hit the ground, but whatever. Ants need strawberry Pop-Tart too.
There you go. My favorite one.
It's pretty good. And not the unfrosted one. Like somebody was like one time, the unfrosted one is more healthy. I'm like, it tastes like cardboard, people. I need that crunchy, hard, weird frosting on the top. I need the like with the little sprinkles, and then you get into like the strawberry goodness in the center.
Oh
Anytime
yeah,
somebody's like,
yeah. The hospital, the EMS rooms, we go in for snacks and all that. They have those all in there. They got those strawberry pop tarts, chips, soda, all that stuff. And it's like, oh my god, stop eating this. Okay, where's the apples at? Where's the yogurt at?
right? Those things
Yeah,
go bad. Like this is
I
what
know.
people don't get when somebody's like, you need to eat healthier snacks. It's like healthier snacks like fruits and vegetables. The reason poor people don't buy those things, even though they're finger quote cheap, is they have such a short shelf life that if you don't eat them right away, they go bad.
Yeah,
Whereas if
that's
you
what.
buy a box of Pop Tarts and you don't eat them all, they will last for a while. Like this
Yeah, I
is
did good with buying
half the
the
time. Oh, sorry.
pineapples and watermelon. Yeah, you got to eat them.
Yep. Yeah, it's so every time somebody on the internet is like, "Oh my god, all this processed food." You should be
Yeah,
eating fresh food. It's like you're very fortunate if you live in a situation where you can buy that much fresh food, because not everybody is. So shut the hell up, Carl.
right. Shut the hell up.
These toxins are killing you. It's like, no, what's killing us is our insane work weeks and expensive rents and all the stress from modern life. That's what's killing us, Carl. It's not my Pop Tarts.
No, it's the YouTube and Facebook drama.
Oh my god, right? Have you done your rap disc yet, Tony? Do you have a rap disc for me that I need to know about?
Nope, not yet, but it's coming.
I feel like in a couple, like 2 or 3 months from now, this is gonna be like, my guest today is insert name, and they're here to like
Say it.
color, and we're gonna talk about their new single they're dropping. You are a little punk ass biatch.
You are a crybaby.
It's just so weird. Like all of the
Stop putting your
I
damn
watch,
drama out there in the public.
yeah, it's just, like there are a lot of people like I could start drama with because I hate them, but like why? Like why? That's so much work. Like I'm
So much
just gonna
work, and then
film a
they
video and release some content instead. Like
do it for the content, do it for the clicks, like all these people. Nah, I'm trying to have fun
no,
with this.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess like look at all the watch time I got. Look at all these views. It's like those people don't care about what you're making.
No, they don't give a shit. They just want to
So
hear the bullshit.
so now you have to make more drama content for them to keep coming back.
Yeah,
Or
and that's what they do.
or you can make the stuff that you want to see, that you like, and draw and attract an audience slowly over time who are hip to your vibe. Oh, that
Yeah,
was
just
very
think about
90s. I'm
that.
sorry, guys.
What a concept that is.
I know, right? Just make content based on what you like. And maybe it doesn't always get a lot of views, but that's okay because you know what? You made a video you want to watch.
Yep.
That's
I've
my
been, that's
role.
what I've been
Like
doing.
I watch back my videos before I publish them, and if I completely hate it and it's not something I want to watch, I don't post it. And then I'll
Yeah.
cannibalize it some other way, like because when you spend 3 to 8 hours coloring a page, you have to salvage it somehow.
Oh yeah. I just
I'm
I
like,
was telling Punk the other day, it's like, okay, now it's time for me to make, a slew of like make 4 videos and then just space them out week to week, like the Delta
mhm,
17 characters. I'm like,
yep,
oh my God, I haven't made these as content yet. People are
yep,
asking me this, and that. And I'm like, okay, well, let me start that. So there's content just sitting in front of me in this display cases.
yep,
I slammed them all over Instagram and Facebook. Well, let's make a freaking video. It's gonna be content and stuff, and people can comment and create a dialogue and interact and all that stuff.
yep,
That's fun. That's the fun stuff. So if
yep,
they want to know how it's done or how I do it or whatever, well, let's go because I'm almost done creating all the Delta 17 and Steven and Ken. They love it. So I'm like, all right, let's
oh yeah.
go.
No, Steve and Ken have been really good about. They're really like receptive to like people who are digging their stuff, so it's
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
they've been really cool. Yeah, that's why I want to get them accurate. You want to get them accurate as hell and stuff, even down to the
Right?
what are they wearing, down to their weapons, down to their look, down to their skin tone. You know how we are.
Oh yeah. No,
So,
we're
all that
pedantic.
sort of stuff. So I've got all those guys mapped out already. All those videos are done. They'll probably just come out every Tuesday until they're done.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. Are you gonna do a
Mhm.
trailer for Punk's channel?
I don't know. I don't think he asked me. I'm not sure.
You should do it. He lets people do trailers, so why not?
What's that about? What's he? This is the first time I heard
Well, he
that
has
thing.
the trailers for what's his name?
Oh, like
Pop
Helidope and all that?
Thunder. Yeah, and then add in Mr.
Okay.
No, just put
That's right.
Mossman in it. He'll love it.
No, well, thank you.
You don't like Mossman?
I hate Mossman.
Why do you hate
No,
Moss?
I don't hate him. It's just like, well, when I was little, I was like, what is this? This is just a green, hairy, flocked beast man, And I'm like, at that time, even though there was reuse at the time, I was like, I don't need this guy. And that's all it was.
Well, I will say, like, that was one of the few, that and Stinkor were one of the few times I caught as a kid the blatant, I mean, Tila, Evelyn, Mossman, and Stinkor were the three that even as a kid, I was like, But I loved Evelyn so much, I was willing to overlook it.
Evil is
Um,
badass. Yeah.
but Mossman and Stinkor, those were toys for my brother's figures, so it wasn't, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That was pretty sus. I mean, like, I don't mind the body reuse. Don't get me wrong there, but it's
Yeah.
like I feel like for Mossman, they should have really used a different head sculpt.
Yeah, that's what killed me. I was like, what? It's just
Stinkor, I will say
see
that like
beast man.
the paint apps on that make it different enough from Merman that Stinkor doesn't bother me as much, but it's just like the Mossman
Oh,
is so
right.
like it's just hard to not see Beastman.
It's hard, yeah. Yeah, with at least the color change from a Stinkor to Merman is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was enough that the black and the white, and
Yeah.
I mean, he did always look more like a cat or a skunk than he did an undersea
He looked like a cat to me.
monster
Yeah.
things. But and even when they did Fusera T in Argentina, like they
Yeah.
painted Merman red and made him a cat character. So
Yeah.
even Argentina was like, this is way more of a cat, people.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. You can't get mad at reuse because they do it all the time, all over the place. I mean, I got all the ones I wanted from remember DCUC, the DC Universe Classics.
yeah.
Oh, that's reuse Mattel did, and Four
yeah.
Horsemen. That's that Four Horsemen did all that. So I got all the ones I wanted. Plus, I think I got all the ones I wanted, which was all the Satellite era members.
Yeah.
Plus, I had to get Power Girl was a good figure.
That is
Captain Marvel was a good figure. So was the Plastic Man they made was, oh my God, was awesome with all his little accessories. You could take his legs off and he had a spring bottom and stretchy arms and a stretchy neck. And they killed it with him. He's probably expensive as hell now. I don't know.
Oh, probably. A lot of the classics figures are, and it's like
Yeah.
some of them that are expensive I don't get because it was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, no, if that's not a slight to the Four Horsemen, but there are a few cases where like the extensive reuse hurts. Like there are some characters where like especially with the women, like there was one female body for the most part, and it's like the Power Girl was fine. Like,
oh, she was great with her little Karen hair.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't her name Karen? No, was it Karen or was
she used to have the Karen cut for a while before we
yeah,
called
and then a stupid freaking McFarlane still won't make. I mean, it's almost over for him, but I still need, what was I gonna say? Fishnet, Black Canary, and Fishnet Zatanna, unless they do the George Perez Zatanna, would be awesome.
I just need a 1980s style Zatanna. Like,
yes, we need that. Come on,
we need that, Todd. Come on, Todd.
Yeah, And he haven't even done a classic superpowers looking, Super Friends looking Green Arrow. They just gave us the Longbow Hunters one with the
Yeah.
hood instead of the Errol Flynn hat and the Robin Hood look and all that. So I'm like, okay, well, you lost the license, because you better hurry up and do that, because people are gonna buy that shit up quick, like me.
Well, and that's the thing, though. Like the way those licenses work, it's like everything he produces between now and the end of it, still
Yeah,
technically he can release. So it's like,
yeah, oh yeah,
and in my humble opinion, makes the most sense that he like, especially if he's feeling angry about this sort of forthcoming change. Like the smartest thing you could do, McFarland,
go out with a
is
bang, make them.
yep, drop a bunch of the characters everyone's been clamoring for.
There you go. Oh, he'll clean the house. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What me? Shoot. I mean, that's you're done. You know what? To come to mind, coloring these and looking over this, I'm like, where the hell is Manhunter? They don't show him that much. You know?
No. Yeah, there was a few pages in the style guide with him,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
but he had actually gone away for a while. He didn't actually really come back until,
Yeah.
I mean, they used him in Superpowers, and he had just come back.
Right.
Like he had been gone a while, and he came back in the story where the Martians attacked, and that was
Yes.
why Aquaman disbanded the satellite era.
Yeah.
I mean, since then, Martian Manhunter has been in every, like he's one of the
Every
magnificent.
incarnation. Yeah.
Yeah, but before that, he had actually not really been used a lot. So,
Right.
but he is in the style guide because there's a bunch of
Saw that. Yeah.
the superpowers side of it. But that's why he's not in a lot of these group shots. Was they were just starting to reintegrate them. And
Yeah.
I watched one video from someone, and I can't remember who it was. I was going through it, and they mentioned that, and they're like, "But why was Plastic Man there? Why was
Right. Yeah.
Shazam there?" And it's like Shazam had a live action series in the 70s,
Yeah.
and a
He
lot
was
of people forget
well
that
known.
Filmation was doing a year or two before Filmation, before Superpowers hit. There was a Filmation Shazam cartoon, and there was also a
Yep.
Saturday morning Plastic Man cartoon. So like all the characters here, other than say the Teen Titans,
Teen Titans were in here. Yeah.
had been within the last 10 years in the Saturday morning cartoon.
Right.
And they were at that point trying to get the Titans a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
So Manhunter wasn't in anything really except for the Justice League, the newer
Yeah,
cartoon.
yeah. Yeah, that was his first big sort of outside of comics debut, was
Right.
the JLU stuff.
Yeah. The
And
Europe
that was,
stuff.
of
All that.
course,
Yeah. Yeah.
informed from at that point because, he came along once the satellite era, like part of disbanding them and moving to Detroit. He was a member of Justice League Detroit. And then when the Justice League International post-crisis launched, the Bawahaha League,
Yeah.
he was always sort of centered. He went away for a while when Dan Jurgens took over, but then he came back because he was disguised as Bloodwind for a while, Bloodwind for a while,
Bloodwind. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then he
Yeah.
was back. And then when Grant Morrison relaunched the Justice League as JLA, he
Yep.
centered the original 7, and pretty much since then, Martian Manhunter is Justice League. So,
Yep.
but at this point, he had been gone for a while and wasn't really. It was really them putting him in Superpowers, I think, that really helped push him to that next. That made him the giant superhero he became.
Oh yeah. Him and his Oreos.
Yeah. But they ended up having to change to like what, Choco Bites or something because of the.
Did they?
Yeah, there was some licensing issue where they couldn't call
Oh,
them
I
Bites
see.
after a while. Which is always weird to me because it's like.
Yeah.
And I can't understand. I mean, it's also, but also that could be because is Oreos through Nabisco?
I think, but I'm not sure.
That might be what it is, because at one point Nabisco had like a licensing agreement with DC, which was why when they did the anti-drug um, cartoons for with the Teen Titans, they couldn't use Robin in them because those were by Nabisco and sponsored by Nabisco, but at the time Robin was licensed out to a different company. And so many weird choices that are because of licensing.
So many technicalities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want to piss anybody off and get everybody. You got to get everybody paid first. I get it.
Yeah, but to me, that's what's weird. Like, you know, for a long time, the reason you didn't see Donna Troy and stuff was Donna Troy was part of the original licensing of Wonder Woman.
Right.
And some of that licensing was really specific. Like, Wonder Girl any Wonder Woman character had to be sort of like very central. You couldn't really just do a cameo for a long time. Based on how the Wonder Woman licensing was set up. So that prevented Donna Troy from getting used quite a bit as just, you know, sort of like a walk-on character. But then whatever agreement that was finally lapsed, and they were able to start having her pop in here and there. So
she was when she was in the TV show a little bit, right? Was it Deborah Winger, Donna Troy?
No, she was Wonder Girl, but she was Drusilla.
Oh, she was Wonder. Okay,
she was Wonder Girl, but it was Wonder Woman's sister from the 40s.
Oh
Drusilla.
my goodness. Okay.
So yeah, so it was and they just kind of made her, because at the time Donna Troy had gone away again.
Right.
Like, it wasn't until like, so that was like 77, I think. I'm gonna Google it because it is important to us.
Yeah. It's gonna bug you.
It's gonna bug me.
Okay, Robin. I went dark on Batman stuff. Oh well.
So 1977, Drusilla debuts on TV. Deborah Winger.
Her name was Drusilla. Oh my god.
Drusilla, yeah. At the time, though, Donna Troy wasn't in comics because the Titans had gone away again.
Oh, okay.
So the Titans had been canceled in like 1971, 72, I think. They would do reprints of the old issues and like Superstar Spectacular and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she wasn't actively. So when they developed her, Donna Troy was in limbo and not being used. And then like 78, Bob Rozakis brought the Teen Titans back and brought Donna Troy back. And then they got canceled again. She appeared in a couple, a backup in Wonder Woman, where she got like 2 issues and like briefly her own villain. Then she was in 2 issues of Adventure Comics when Wonder Woman was part of the comic there. They were doing dollar comics at the time where like there were 4 different stories in every issue of Adventure Comics.
Right. Yeah.
And Wonder Woman had a strip. So like, but in that one, she's Donna Drake for some reason.
Wow. Okay.
And then she went away again until, well, technically only a few months because of the new Teen Titans debuting. But for a long time, when Drusilla hit on TV, Wonder Girl, Donna Troy wasn't around anymore. And if they hadn't brought back Teen Titans, she probably would have stayed gone. And also, Dick Giordano, Marv Wolfman. Marv Wolfman had a big affinity for her because his first paid work at DC Comics was issue 21 of the Teen Titans, where Donna Troy got her first origin.
Oh,
So he
okay.
was the one who said, "Oh, she was saved from a fire by Wonder Woman and adopted by the Amazons."
Oh, I don't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's why part of why he always kind of had a crush on her.
And is that his first work or something like that for them?
Yeah, that was his first paid work for DC
Hmm.
Comics. And a lot of people don't know is Marv Wolfman looks. Remember how Donna Troy married that college professor Terry?
Yeah.
Terry was modeled after Marv Wolfman, so he married Donna Troy.
Wow.
Yeah. So Terry was Mary Sue for Marv Wolfman.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, fun fact.
Anyways, awesome.
Which is why whenever he was married and when the two characters were married and Marv Wolfman was writing them, it worked. And anytime
Yeah.
anyone else tried to write them, it was just bad. Because it was wish fulfillment when Marv would write it.
I haven't, in the DC style guide, do they have any vehicles in there? I haven't even dug in
I
there.
can't remember if they're vehicles.
Yeah.
I
Supermobile and stuff. I don't know.
I think
I think
the
Supermobile was.
I think the
Yeah.
Supermobile, the Batmobile isn't, the Batcopter is in there. They have a
Okay.
bunch of the Batman stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the Supermobile, I'm pretty sure is in there. But
Yeah.
I don't think anything else, because I mean, there really aren't any that. I mean, those are really the only iconic.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like they're gonna put the Arrow car in there.
Invisible plane. Here's a bunch of lines.
The Invisible Jet actually is in there.
Is it? Oh, it
Yeah.
is. That's right. Yeah.
There are a couple pages with the Invisible Jet. So, all right, really quick, GI Jetman. Yeah, the Build-A-Figures and the Mattel DC Classics line were really the Giganta was really good. Even after toward the end when they were doing Multiverse, the Build-A-Figure Dr. Psycho was pretty good.
Oh well.
Alex. I remember seeing Drusilla as Wonder Girl on reruns as a kid. Those episodes awakened something in me. I know that, Alex.
That's
I was
right.
thinking the whole time, I wonder if Alex is still here for the Drusilla talk.
Drusilla. I would have never known that was Deborah Winger's name.
And then Andrew is reminding us that the Pinto from Krypton that Cal was conceived in is in there.
Oh, the backseat broken prophylactic feature.
Right? Oh, Andrew, that was perfect.
Yeah, I gotta go look at it now.
Right.
Oh my goodness, man! For these little characters, you gotta sharpen the hell out of these crayons.
Yeah, for these little tiny ones in the back.
Oh my gosh, all the big ones are kind of done.
No, I'm at least sort of trying to stay consistent-ish by getting everyone but the front heroes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Donna Troy, coloring her right now.
I know. She's almost like the tiniest one in mine.
She's the tiniest on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Right there. Oh, that's blurry.
She's hanging back, so because if she flies too far to the front, they'll rewrite her origin again. Go, you came too close to the sun. Here's your new origin. Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Damn, here we go again. Time to sharpen. Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
I really got to get a sharpener. I'm over here doing it with the freaking box cutter.
Yeah, you should probably get some. You can get packs of them on Amazon.
Yeah.
Box cutter.
You get it real sharp, and then you screw up, and then you cut off the tip.
Yeah, right. And your finger as well. Oh my goodness. Oh, I didn't finish Aquaman. Oops, sorry, Aquaman.
Sorry, Arthur.
Let's do your skin and your gloves and your hair.
Yeah. Get a real sharp one for all
I
the
just
skin.
got bored, Arthur. I'm sorry. There we go. It's really hard. Yeah, they're so tiny. There's so much shading that just can't be done in the back.
I think I'd rather be an inker than a colorist. You tracer.
Right.
And nothing wrong with that. Pay me.
Well, it's funny though. People who say that don't. I mean, like if you ever look at anything that
It brings out the depth. Yep.
yeah. And also, what's his name? I bet if I Google worst inker in comic books, it'll pull up the name of.
Uh-oh. That's funny. That's gonna be funny.
Let's see.
What's Google say?
Vince Coletta is the top, and Vince Coletta is the worst inker in comic books.
Really?
Because he would just go in and erase background. Yep. Well, it was, like he got a lot of work because he was fast, but what he would do is he would go in and erase backgrounds.
Oh man, go over the artist's work and
kind of just draw over it. So like there are a lot of times in those old comics where it's like there's no background when he's the inker, and it's literally because he would just erase the background and not do it. I mean, they made their deadlines, I guess, but it's just like
that's why.
Yeah, so he ruined allegedly.
Allegedly,
ruined a lot of he inked a lot of Kirby, and it's like I remember him inking a lot of Wonder Woman, like Jose Delbo's art.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few issues where Jose Delbo was not inked by Vince Coletta, and his art is a lot. I mean, he's good art regardless, but when not being inked by Coletta, like Dave Hunt inked a bunch of his stuff, and under Dave Hunt, like it was really nice. Like his art was really good when he had a good inker.
Yeah.
But Coletta would just come in and just like it's almost like he drew over it. Where it's like a good inker, like, yeah, you can tell a little, you should be able to pick up a little bit of their style.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't be that you're drawing over it. Like you should still be able to see the original artists.
Yeah, you're altering the art. Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be
mind.
With the ink, you're supposed to be enhancing the original image.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's not what Coletta did.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting into the tiny art right now. My goodness. Maybe I don't know who that is. Oh, that's Raven. I got Raven flying in the background. Yeah, they put some Titans in here. The superpowers.
Yeah, that's Changeling and Raven in the back there.
Right here? Okay. Oh.
Yeah, right next to Raven is Changeling. I need to look up this Supergirl costume real quick to make sure I get.
Not Beast Boy yet, huh?
No. Well, he was Beast Boy when he was in the Doom Patrol, and then when they brought him in, and then
was
when
he bald?
He had a. No, he's not technically bald.
Oh, I see what they did with his hair here. Okay.
Yeah, it's just so tiny.
Right there. That's Beast Boy. Yeah.
And yeah, he was Beast Boy when he was introduced in the Doom Patrol, and he had like a purple cowl on, so like his hair didn't show.
Okay.
And then in that 70s run of the Titans, they introduced Titans West, and he was a member of that as Beast Boy. And then when Perez and Wolfman brought him back for New Teen Titans, they were like, Beast Boy is such a terrible name. Let's name him something cool. Let's call him Changeling.
Yeah, because Changeling is funky too. It's in the X-Men as well. And then Beast Boy is just okay, he's gonna grow up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you gonna call him? Hint, hint, hint. Sorry, Motu.
And they made him Beast Boy again because of Changeling.
Just call him Gar. It's just Garfield.
Yeah.
Gar Logan.
Logan.
Can't call him. Can't call him Garfield. Can't call him Logan.
Right.
He's screwed. But see, then I just looked up the other day. You know, I wanted to look up. Okay, Beast Boy is always green, no matter what he changes into. But then Vixen can't, right? Vixen just gets the attributes.
Yeah, she doesn't actually transform.
Yeah, Guard, he will transform into it, but it's green, and he can even do animals from other planets and stuff.
As long as he's seen it, he can do it.
Yeah, as long as he's seen it, and she can just.
As long as it's real.
Yeah, as long as it's real, he can do it. So that's where he's good. But with Vixen, she just gets, the attributes of whatever. Okay, so what does Animal Man do? What's his thing?
He's a little bit like Vixen, where he gets the powers of various animals.
Okay, all right.
So he's actually older than Vixen, though.
He's older than Vixen, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the 60s, Strange Adventures. Yeah. And then he went away for a really long time. Jerry Conway brought him back for a few issues of Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And then he went away again. And then they brought him back as a member of the Forgotten Heroes in Superman DC Comics Presents.
Right, okay.
And then after that was the Crisis. And then Grant Morrison wanted to work with Animal Man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you go. Yeah, that was his claim to fame for a little bit, right?
And since then, he's been cool. Like, he's been, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of comics, not a lot of people know him. But within comics, he's pretty A-list now.
Yes. Yeah, now he is. It's crazy. I mean,
that Morrison run was really good, though. Like,
yeah, I heard that. That's when I was getting JLA with, was it Howard Porter and what's his face?
Grant Morrison. Yeah, Porter. I think it's Howard Porter. I think that's his name.
They would always say something about Grant Morrison's run with Animal Man. I'm like, really? Okay, maybe I should check that out.
Morrison's Animal Man and his Doom Patrol are really good.
Okay.
Did you watch the Doom Patrol TV show?
Oh, just barely. Not even. I didn't really get into it that much.
Okay, because that's one of the best adaptations of what he did.
Yeah.
In the comic book, I mean, like, it's not faithful, like 100%. They don't use the same characters that he was using for the most part. But it's like, it feels like the Morrison comic, and it's a really good adaptation. So it got really weird. Like, it was one of the first comics that they moved, that and Sandman, they moved over to Vertigo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Vertigo.
It got so adult, especially Doom Patrol. At one point, there were a group of villains called the Sex Police.
What?
Yep. And their whole job was to show up where there were sex incidents, where, like, because the sex men would come to town and make everyone be overly sexy. So the Sex Police would have to come and stop them. It was wild. There was some wild stuff.
The guys the sex men are about. Oh my goodness. Oh shoot.
It's wild, like, and my parents weren't paying attention to what I was reading. So.
Oh, mine didn't give a damn. Yeah, either.
I think they just assumed it's comic book. But again, like, my parents weren't super. I mean, I was watching, like, when I was 10, they were like, all right, you can read Stephen King, except Carrie. My mom didn't want to have to explain periods to me at 10.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, what did I do the first time? Like, my dad and I would often have, and my brother and my dad would have this where, like, every so often we would go, like, because we were an hour out of the city.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal to go into town. But, like, once every so often we would have, like, a day with our dad, just us. And my mom would stay home with whoever wasn't going. And then we would go into town. So that I made my dad buy Carrie for me. And he didn't
Oh
even
yeah.
know that I wasn't supposed to read it. So it was like an hour to get home. So I read as much of Carrie on the ride home as I could. So when I got there and she realized I had it, it would be too late. But so yeah, anyway. But so I was reading pretty adult stuff, so it's not like
Yeah.
like any kid who grew up in the 80s with cable, it's like there was some stuff that we watched that R-rated movies, and
Skinamax.
before PG-13 there was some wild stuff happening in PG movies.
Oh yeah. All the 80s stuff were kind of sketchy.
So but yeah, so I would read those and I would just be like, wow, like this is really cool. And at the time, like most nerds, you're creating your own comic characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And I found a bunch of my old sketches of my story plans recently, and I'm like, oh, this is when I started reading Grant Morrison Doom Patrol, because all of a sudden I have all these weird characters who are just weird, like,
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is the whole. I thought this was so original. This one is completely ripping off everything Grant Morrison did.
Oh yeah.
So, but I think that's
Mhm.
part of being a nerd is, you find something you like it, you kind of rip it off a little.
There you go. Yep.
And my whole, like as a kid, my whole sort of comics, my comic stuff started out as fan fiction.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it's so much more boring. So I need to make up characters to take the place of these characters. So.
Okay. I mean, the tiny details of Hawkman. Oh my God. You don't have a sharp pencil, you're done.
Alex is correct. The Beast Boy, Beastman thing won't ever happen.
Nope. Mattel said nope.
G.I. Jetman, there was, in fact, there have been a couple Aqualad characters. There was the original one, who was, God, why am I blanking? Oh, no, it's not Gar. It's,
No. Oh my God. What's his name? Before
how
the
am
Teen
I
Titans.
spacing on Aqualad's name? Oh my God.
Oh my.
Garth. It's Garth.
Is it Garth?
It's Garth. Yeah, with the TH.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep, I'm Garth. I just looked it up really quick. And then, of course, there was Aqua Girl, his girlfriend, who was killed during Titans. And then there was the Aqua Baby, who was Aquaman and Mira's baby, who was then killed by Black Manta.
Yeah, so what's her name? What's his name? Aqualad was not Mira and his son, right?
No, Aqualad
No.
was just a kid who had been kicked out of Atlantis because he had purple eyes, which
Oh,
signified
that's crazy.
evil. And then he was adopted by
Wow.
Aqualad. Aquaman became Aqualad. Eventually was Tempest when he got all
Tempest.
of his
That's
magic
it.
powers.
Yeah.
And then there was the other Aqualad that was introduced, like I think in the Brightest Day
Uh-huh.
DC Comics, that was the son of Black Manta. Spoiler alert.
Oh. Oh, that's right.
So they're just been the two that I can think of. Those are like the main two. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so there was an Aqualad. There have been two at least. Probably a few more like alternate reality versions, but those are the main ones. And there have been a lot of Aqua Girls.
Yeah. Hawk Girl. Dang, I'm gonna look up the color of this Hawk Girl's
Garth
costume.
Vader. There we go. Lee's Customs just gave me an idea. Garth Vader.
Garth.
Vader. A
There
purple
you go.
Vader head. Hear me out. Purple Vader head with an Aqualad, like the Aquaman scaly thing, also in purple. So it'd be like Aquaman body with a Darth Vader head and a cape made out of seaweed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there we go. Here's our mashup for the day. Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Only you could be so bold and smell like fish.
Yellow. Okay.
It smells
Okay.
like old fish is rotting out here. And then you
Yeah.
would hear the breathing. I can't do the Vader. I need to put on the sound clip, the Vader breathing that Oz did for me in the Imperial Troop Transport video we did. Get that set up. But yeah, Garth is one of those characters like he's really cool, but it's like a lot of people just don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
Ironically, Phil Jimenez is the one who turned him into Tempest and made that really good.
Oh wow.
It's a really good Tempest miniseries around the time of the JLA launching.
Yeah.
Which is when he got all of his magic powers and How's your page going, Tony?
Not too bad. I'm on the tiny characters.
Excellent.
Trying to bust out the classic Green Arrow that McFarlane still hasn't made. Knock on wood.
Todd.
Just make a good Oliver Queen. Come on. Classic.
It just, again, like I know, I try not to complain about the toy companies. It's just really hard with Todd. Like I'm able when Mattel does something kind of dumb or Hasbro or whatever, I'm really able to just be like, well, whatever. It's harder with Todd McFarlane because Todd started in comic books.
Yeah.
Like he like if you were just doing like if it were say like one of the other toy lines, I would probably be even more like whatever. But it's DC Comics. It's just such an iconic brand.
Yeah, I grew up with that shit.
It's like people are like Marvel Legends is so good. Toy Biz was so good. It's like, yeah, because it doesn't actually take a lot to be really good with the comic book toy line as long as you are doing enough character variation. Like, you know, even Mattel DC Classics, which, you know, like there are parts of that toy line that are pretty. I don't like that all the women have the same body type. I don't like how derpy the women look. And a lot of that is, you know, not the Four Horsemen because we've seen Mythic Legions. Their women don't look like that. You know, they were sculpting that for somebody who approved it.
They had to make it for
Scott Nutlick.
Yeah.
The toy, as somebody called him in one of Kinzo's live streams, the toy goober. You know, so like he's approving it and they just look derpy. So whatever. But even with that, he's still the character selection he delivered, you know, made it really easy to overlook the actual like things that I felt were lacking in the DC Classics toy line. And I think that's the problem. McFarlane of everyone knows, you know, like how much these characters mean to people and that.
Oh, he knows. Yeah, he knows we're waiting on him.
And he knows that the fans want sort of these deep cuts. And he should know with especially like the superpowers that like there are really big characters we never got in the day that we want now. And he's just too stubborn. He just has it in his own mind that this is how it needs to be and this is what I'm giving you and you'll like it. And it's just frustrating. So hopefully, I don't know if, you know, because there's allegedly a new show coming through the DC stuff that's going to be called Superpower. So I don't know if like Mattel will be able to do a proper Superpowers toy line, but I can't imagine that Mattel hasn't been paying attention to like
what he's been doing.
What he's been doing, what he's not been doing, what the fans have been wanting. And you know, like they're going to want to hit the ground running. They're going to want to, you know, instantly have all the fans on board. And Mattel has deeper pockets than McFarlane. They can get away with, you know, they'll get a lot more forgiveness from retailers if they have a couple like waves that don't sell as well. It took a long time for DC Universe Classics to get pulled from toy shelves.
Yeah, that was, oh man, at least I got
a lot of peg warmers. Like,
at least I got the ones I wanted and kept
yeah.
them.
Yeah, and they continued it sort of, you know, through Matty Collector for a while. So like,
Yeah,
you know, they did their best to keep that line going as long as they could and get as many characters as they could. You know, again, that's something I do credit them with. So I'm hoping that, you know, Mattel is paying attention and will endeavor to sort of, even if they can't call it superpowers, give us something superpowers compatible. They also own the form factor though for the Secret Wars figures in the 80s.
yeah.
Like that body type, only Mattel can use it because they own that particular body type.
Oh wow.
In theory, they could give us DC Comics characters on that body type. I would not hate that if they did a couple figures in that form.
It'd be fine, yeah.
It'd be cool, you know, for people who still have vintage Secret Wars. That would be really cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. And just Mattel is petty. They're super petty. Like, hello, Mint with Card. And really quick, Mint with Card has his channel that he has launched. So far, he only, unless he's dropped something within the last few hours, he only has one short. But I've sent a link in chat. Go check his channel out. Subscribe, like. Let's help him get his platform built. Because like us, he likes all this nerdy shit.
Nice.
I also, yeah, like, and they've done a few figures in the forum. They did, they were San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, I think. But they did like Pulsar. They did a bunch of their in-house brands that they've created over the years. They actually like released some toys in that form recently. So I'm hopeful that like Mattel is going to like throw some fun stuff out there. Like it would be nice for them to debut some DC stuff in a couple months. It's good enough for me to go, oh, I'm all in on a DC line, because I have not been all in on a DC line since
Neither have I, except for Superpowers.
Yeah. And not the modern one, I mean the vintage one. Like,
same here. Yeah. I've been just trying to, just for the nostalgia's sake, I've been getting the one, I've been cherry picking the
I've been cherry picking
McFarlane.
I just got yesterday the JSA 3-pack with like Hourman and Starman and
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when we jumped on it would have been behind me. So yeah, I got that like yesterday. Like that one's cool. I think that's part of the other reason. I've said this on a few live streams. I apologize to everyone who comes to everything I do. And you hear me whine about the same things every time. But I think part of what makes me the most unhappy with the superpower situation is like he's done so good with character selection outside of the lack of women. So it's just DC is one of the things where you have to give us. It's not like if you were doing a Robin Hood Prince of Thieves retro line from like the old Kevin Costner movie, you don't give us Maid Marian. It's going to be a bummer and kind of dumb. But it doesn't ruin the toy line because like she doesn't have that big of a part in the movie.
Yeah, him and his women excuse is just whack, because it's like, dude, I'm looking at my display of my superpowers right now. It's just Wonder Woman in there. That's it.
Yep. Right?
Where's my Zatanna? Where's my even Supergirl? Where's my Black Canary? At least wait a minute. No, he hasn't done Hot Girl yet either.
Yeah, I mean, like, he should definitely have hot girl, like Black Canary, hot girl, um, Zatanna, one of the
Zatanna.
Zatannas, Batgirl,
Yep.
um,
It's already been done.
like, those 4 should have been, like, first year. And if
Yeah.
not first year, first 2 years, like, where's the Vixen? Where's, like, right here we've got Starfire, Wonder Girl, Mary Marvel,
Well, yeah. Where's the
Supergirl,
yeah?
Batgirl. Like,
None of them.
any lady that is in the style guide should be an action figure.
Yes, it should be. It should have been a superpowers already.
Yeah.
You know.
That should have happened in the 80s, and, like, apparently Supergirl was on the way whenever the toy line was
Yeah.
canceled, so, like,
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't even done, like, a Catwoman or a Poison Ivy or a
No.
Harley Quinn, like,
Cheetah. You know
like,
all that.
Cheetah, Giganta, like, it doesn't even have to be oversized, just give us normal size before she gets tall,
Yeah.
um,
Just give me the superpowers. Come on.
Giganta. Yeah,
Yeah.
she
If
needs
he's
to be
doing
a
Legion
little
of
bit
Doom, come on,
bigger,
man.
but not that much bigger.
He was making headway on Legion of Doom. We got what, Sinestro? He's never
Yeah,
been made before. Oh, they're on the top shelf on my bottom rung. I can't even look at them.
Riddler. My
Yeah,
Riddler is
Riddler's in there.
Big Bad Toy Store. I finally got my pile of loot. Black
Oh, did you?
Manta.
Yeah, I got the black one and the blue one.
Yeah. I've only got one, but it's like I don't need it to be necessary. I just need a good Black Manta in that
Yeah.
scale. Like
Yes.
like I wasn't worried. Oh, I'm not going to get both of them or whatever. It's like I got one, and he's a good one.
Right. And then I just happened upon the vehicles. I didn't go out trying to look for the vehicles. Like, nah, I don't need them. But then they're there in front of you and they're not that damn expensive. So yeah, I'll get it. But then I saw
Yeah,
he's coming out with the Black Manta ship and everything. I'm like, oh, damn it.
yeah. I got the Brainiac ship and the
Yeah.
Invisible Jet because
I
those
got
are
the
really
jet.
cool.
Yeah. I got the Visible Jet. I got the Batmobile. I think my buddy Johnny, he gave me the old Lexor 7
Yeah.
boxed and everything.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and the one that Robin always was in, that yellow Alpha 7, what was it
Delta,
called?
no, not
Delta Force Probe or something? Yeah,
Delta 10 or something like
Delta
that.
Probe 1 or something. Yeah, that's
Something.
so funny and weird. What else? Superman? No, I didn't get the I'd rather have the vintage Supermobile.
Yeah.
Look like a aquatic vehicle,
Yeah.
and then the stupid one with the arms and the fists and all that. But and then I got the Batcopter. Damn, where am I put all these? The freaking closet for now.
And
Yeah,
this is
Mint was
Lee right here. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm hoping they do some Superman versus mode like because that's how a lot of people first learned about He-Man was that DC Comics present Superman versus He-Man.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, Lee, he has not done Catwoman in superpower scale. He's done 1 or 2, I
Nope.
think, in the 7-inch lines, but not in superpowers.
Yeah. He's done a real good Catwoman in the 7-inch line.
And the only 2 vehicles I don't have that I actually want, and it's just I haven't picked them up yet, is the Blue Beetle Bug and
Same
the
here.
Black Manta Mobile.
Yeah, if I find that Blue Beetle's bug and like Ross or people are finding it, now I got to go
Yeah,
hunt me down a Blue Beetle.
I
You know, and
might get the Batcopter, but I'm gonna save
it's
up
really cool. It's
to get a
really cool.
vintage superpowers Batmobile.
Yeah.
So then the new Batmobile is just not close enough for my taste. So
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
it
try
was
to,
readily available, so I just snatched it.
yeah. So I'm gonna save up for a vintage Batmobile at
Oh,
some
that thing
point.
is so cool.
It's
I did
super.
not
My
have
brother
that
had
growing up.
that as a kid, and it was so good. Like,
No, you did. Donna Choi is mostly red, right?
yeah. Her belt is yellow. Her last,
Okay.
she's got yellow. She's so little there though that like
She's
I
tiny,
can't
yeah.
imagine. Some of the stars are yellow, the belt is yellow, her boots are black.
Yeah, she's right by the Flash, and he's yellow and red too.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty much the same color scheme.
Yeah.
Let's see. We just hit 2 hours. Where are you at? As
Oh,
far as
I
being
have
done.
a couple more, but they're all the tiny ones. Yeah.
Okay, well we'll just keep going until
Yeah, I'm good.
yeah. And we can go a little long today. Since I missed last week, we'll go a little
That
long
is
today.
crazy. That time just flew by. What the
That's
2
how it
hours
always works.
already?
Yeah.
Oh
Especially when
wow.
it's you and I. Like once we start digging into the comic stuff and
Oh yeah,
talking,
dude, that's amazing.
I keep forgetting about chat, and I'm like, oh, chat.
Yeah,
It's
well, then some
more
people
into
think I'm just so much GI Joe,
yeah,
Legends, Marvel Legends. Dude, I started on DC.
yeah,
You know, Super Friends brought me into it, and then, you know, like everybody says, like, well, the DC heroes, they're so overpowered and they're so perfect and they're so this and that. Well, that's when I started getting into Marvel and Spider-Man, and he grew up with problems and homework
right,
and work and all that. I loved it. And then X-Men with the diversity and the
yeah,
like, you know, the persecution and all
yeah.
that. It's like they were different, you know. So
I liked X-Men. I don't. As far as the Spider-Man, I prefer, like, and this is just my vibe. I prefer sort of DC.
yeah, yeah.
I like that, like Wonder Woman, and I think some people like it's harder, sort of, especially maybe with kids today. They want everything to be relatable. I don't want to relate. Like as a kid, I didn't want to relate to Wonder Woman. I aspired to be Wonder Woman. Like,
Oh
so
wow.
yeah, she is perfect and she's overpowered or whatever. That's what I liked. That was my goal, was to be like, like to be a better person. Like I wanted to be like Wonder Woman. I
Yeah,
didn't want Wonder Woman to be like me. I aspired to be a hero. I aspired to be a better person. Like, and I think that's sort of sometimes when I hear people like, oh, I can't relate to the DC heroes because they're so powerful. It's like, but you're supposed to aspire to that level. You're not supposed to.
yeah. It's just they're fun, you know. It's just we can do what we can't do, and we love that. Like, whoa,
Yeah, like
you know.
it's a form of escapism, but you're not supposed to
Yeah,
necessarily like
yeah,
see them. I mean, you should, their humanity. They should still be human, but like, I don't know, it's
sure.
just weird when people are like, I can't relate to them, so I don't like DC. It's like,
Yeah, I never got that far, that into it. That I can't
yeah, it's
relate.
so
No,
weird that like,
I never wanted to. I just wanted to. Oh, this is awesome. You know.
yeah,
You know.
exactly. Like,
Yeah,
I like a good cosmics unrelatable, like
yeah,
Superman can move moons and planets. It's so unrealistic. I'm like, that's what's fun
yeah.
about it. Like, it's fun to
This is
have these
fun. Yeah,
big, bombastic, over the top stories. Like, I think some people just don't have a lot of imagination. It's weird.
yeah. It's
It's weird
crazy.
to me. So, yeah, I don't know. Like,
That's why I have such a hard time. It's like, what do you like better, Marvel, DC? I don't know. I like comics.
yeah,
I like them all. I
a
don't. You
good
know.
comic is a good comic. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I do know as a kid, I didn't like that. Like, my main Marvel as a kid was X-Men until they killed Jean Grey. When they
Okay.
killed Phoenix, I was like, I'm done. But
Yeah.
also,
No, I
I was
heard.
like, maybe in first grade, so I probably maybe, like maybe that was not the right comic for my dad to bring home from his job at 7-Eleven for me.
Yep.
Um,
7-Eleven. All the racks.
yeah, he would bring
That's what
home
got me
comics.
into it. My aunt and uncle owned a 7-Eleven where you
Oh,
can own different, and I'm like, for birthdays and stuff like that,
yeah,
stack of comic books. I'm like, oh, you created a monster. It
yeah.
just, it was, yeah, it was over. It was,
My dad would bring home Star Wars, of course. And he would bring home Wonder Woman, and Supergirl was in Superman Family at the time.
hmm
And Superman Family was like $1 comic, so like, like you could bring that, scrape $1 together, bring that home, and it's like I would be covered for days.
yeah.
because at that age, like, you would get your comic and then you just read it and then reread it and then you get your paper and you try to trace it and
Exactly.
like, but it was like Star Wars, Wonder Woman, X-Men, Spider-Woman, um,
Jessica Drew.
yeah, anything with Supergirl. He would bring like he brought home some Dazzler stuff. Anything with like a super heroine, he would bring home to me because like
Nice.
that was my jam.
Makes
Like
that makes
powerful
sense.
women
Yes.
and Star Wars. Like he would a lot of the movie stuff he would bring home. Like anytime they did it, like I want to say Logan's Run, he brought home some Logan's, which is probably again not
Oh wow.
necessarily a comic book a kid should be reading, maybe, but at the same time it was just it was a movie, so he would bring movie stuff home because I liked movies and we couldn't always afford them. So, he's working his way through college at 7-Eleven and they're young. I've got young parents. My mom couldn't work
Yeah. And there the
because it
comics
was,
are right there.
yeah. And then, like, I'm going to,
75 cents back in the day, or cheaper
oh, they
sometimes.
were still 30 cents at this point, 30
At that time, yeah.
5 cents. I'm also going to assume that my dad stole some of the comics because it was my dad. Like, I can't imagine with what he, like $2 minimum wage that
Yeah.
he was all, like take a penny, leave a penny cup. I'm gonna assume some of,
Yeah.
some of my comics were because he cleaned the take a penny, leave a penny cup out, and some of it was probably just 5 finger discount.
There you. Oh yeah. Definitely.
So statute
Woo.
of limitations. That 7-Eleven is actually still open. Last time I went home
Oh yeah.
in 2013 to help my dad pack up some of my mom's stuff after she died. I
Yeah.
stopped and got gas there. They do not have a magazine or a comic book rack anymore.
Nope.
But I got coffee and a
There you go.
pepperoni stick for the drive because I was driving into Austin to go have dinner with friends.
Yeah.
So I stopped and gassed at, and it was just really weird being in the 7-Eleven that at this point is like over 50 years old. I mean, it's probably closer to 60 years old at this point because it was there forever before I was born.
Right.
And so it is kind of, one of the weird things when I went home was the places that are gone, but more so the places that are still there and still in the same building.
Right. Right. Right.
So, all right.
Right.
Coming along. Let's see. Yeah, agreed. I don't know. I like that look. Yeah, agreed, Alex. I also I like
Mm-hmm.
Watchmen a lot. It's one of my favorite comic stories. I don't
Yeah,
like
that's
that every
cool.
comic book now wants to be after wants to be
Has to be
Watchmen.
the Watchman. Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just really odd that and again people are it was Watchmen and Dark Knight and unpopular opinion, I'm not a huge fan of the Dark Knight comic by
Miller.
yeah, I don't it's too dark. Like that's not
It's super dark. Yeah.
yeah, and it's I don't have the opinion that Batman himself is super dark.
Right.
I think I was saying this whenever Chris Plastic and I were here coloring DC Comics style guide pages, but I feel like Batman's a really hopeful character in my opinion because it takes a lot of hope and belief that people can be better to put on a costume and go fight crime to fight for people after your parents are murdered.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
instead of, being pessimistic and turning into say the Punisher,
Yeah. He's like different.
he's
Yeah,
hopeful.
exactly.
Batman doesn't kill, even when say with the Joker, he probably should.
Right. Then there's that. You know.
But again, that's a hope on the side of the Batman. It's not that killing is wrong. It's I mean, obviously it is, but he's not killing the Joker because killing's wrong. He's not killing the Joker because on some level, he still thinks the Joker could maybe be saved one day.
It's like Daredevil, yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, so it's like, so whenever somebody like Miller comes along and does like a super dark take, like I can appreciate it, but I don't like that
Stay
because it
in the
was so,
Elseworlds realm, yeah.
yeah, I think because it was so successful, people have like tried to bring that over, and I think part of what has, for me as a longtime reader of DC who doesn't read hardly any DC, I mean, I don't read anything monthly anymore.
Me neither.
After I burned out from New 52 being so
Oh,
dark
goodness.
and dreary.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the problems, the DC keeps running into. Part of why probably they have to keep rebooting to figure out, it's like you just got too dark. Like DC Comics is not a dark world. Like it's a bright and hopeful, shiny world. And there are going to be your darker pockets of it, of course.
Gotta get
But
your Suicide Squad, your Amanda Waller in there, all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah, but for the most part, DC is bright and hopeful. Superman is the man of tomorrow. There's hope. You can't
Yeah.
and that's for me why the Snyderverse never worked, because Superman's not a dark and gritty character. And trying to make him dark and gritty, to me, just says you're missing what the point of Superman is.
Right.
And somebody's like, Superman never killed. John Byrne had Superman kill like the Pocket Universe, Kryptonian criminals, and it messed him up. Like the whole point of that story was, here's what happens when when Superman kills. Like it wasn't, he went dark for a little bit, but the point of that was like, this is what happens if Superman kills, and Superman needed to have a lesson where he killed somebody, and then he has to
needed a taste of that, yeah.
Yeah, and he has to recover from it and really have an opinion as to why it's wrong because of how it messed him up. So that's a dark story, but it's not a permanent dark story, and it's built on
Right.
and then after that, like he's able to become hopeful again because he's gone to that dark place and bounced back. But too many people just keep in that dark place. And it doesn't work for anytime people make Wonder Woman all dark and gritty, it's like you are missing what the point of Wonder Woman is.
Right.
She's not dark and gritty. Attempts to make her dark and gritty just always fell off.
They don't feel right, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the whole thing where Jeff Johns was like, people can't relate to her because she doesn't have a dad.
That was the furthest thing from my mind, yeah.
Yeah,
what?
like that's the reason people aren't relating to Wonder Woman is because, like you guys don't know how to market her in a way where like people are finding her. Like the fact that you get new writers every few years who you let come in and completely reboot everything and change your entire supporting cast and like
Right, yeah.
brand new arch nemesis who's never existed before instead of what's already been built. Like this is the problem. Like
there you go.
We don't need a fresh hot take on Wonder Woman. We need a solid, reliable consistency.
True that.
Wonder Woman shouldn't feel radically different just because somebody new was writing her. So anyway, that's my comics ranked.
All right.
In the alternate world, I get to write Wonder Woman comics one day, and it kicks ass.
There you go.
Oh. Hello, CJ, and thank you. Yeah. Tony is an artiste as well. How's it going, Tony?
Not bad at all.
Excellent.
Finishing up the little tiny ones.
Excellent. Oh, yeah. I just finished Superman, so I'm just going to work on the borders.
Cool.
But I'm pretty much, other than sort of the logo and the borders, I'm pretty much done. So
yeah, I'm almost done. It's just getting the sharp edges for the tiny ones.
Yep. Oh man, and we're like 15 minutes past 2 hours and 15 minutes. See, this is why I like having you, Tony. That we get on here and we just start talking
We start,
comics, and
we start going. Yeah,
then
a lot of hip.
like 2.5 hours flies by.
It's like, whoa, definitely.
And since you're as you've said, since everyone thinks you only do GI Joe, it's fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's fun to break out of there, because that's all I have in the display. It's just GI Joe, Cobra,
Yeah,
Marvel Legends, and some McFarlane. The only McFarlane I cherry picked is I wanted to build what I did with the DCUC. I just want
yeah,
all my satellite era characters because you get the big seven and then the backups. That's all I wanted. And then but then Power Girl's such a good figure. But then
yeah.
they made her super tall like Wonder Woman. And they're really easy to customize for
Oh
me.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. They're really easy to and then the new superpowers are melded into some of my vintage superpowers, so
Yeah,
they go good. Like the Aquaman from way back, he's a perfect size. The new one is freaking huge. I'm like, okay, he's gonna get put in the bin.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sizing on some of the McFarlane ones are a little off, and then some of them are fine.
Yeah. Nope.
And CJ is here, and thank you.
Hey.
And CJ is saying, "Wow, this looked great." And I
Hey,
meant to
thank
say
you.
that,
Awesome.
and then I got distracted talking about comics with you.
That always happens with us.
I don't know. It's like I just All right, let me fix that really quick.
We want to talk drama and have fun with all the crap that's going on, but we delve into comics and then we just go off.
Right.
Yeah. It's not
Well,
bad.
neither you nor I have drama
Yeah, we don't have
that I
time
know
for it.
of. Who knows?
Nope.
There could always be people mad at me, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. This is about escapism and toys and coloring and characters and
Yeah.
shit we all have in common. So, because I don't have any friends that do this, they're all my online buddies.
Yeah, that's what like. Oh, there we go. Let's get back. Phone died over here, so really quickly, I'm just getting my backup online. There we go. Let's adjust it. There we go.
Okay.
Excellent.
And sometimes with characters behind characters, you gotta be careful on, okay, whose piece does this belong to?
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want to color Shazam's or Captain Marvel's leg and oh no, it's Supergirl's hair and get this
That
shit wrong.
that happens to me a lot, especially when I'm doing like shorts. And like I'm coloring
Oh
something
yeah,
for
yeah.
a short, I'll be like, "What is this?" Or I'll miss a big chunk of like somebody's body part because like of how they're all structured.
Yeah.
And then I'll fix. I mean, luckily for a short because it's a time lapse that like 3 to 4 hours condensed to like less than a minute.
Yeah.
Luckily, like that is sort of not noticeable in those.
Yeah. And then when the artist is drawing they're huge.
Yeah,
They're huge, big pages, and then they're condensed smaller to put it in a book. Yeah, so that's why
yeah,
I
they're
don't
on giant sort of.
Yes.
That was what, and when I had bought those pages from Colleen Doran, that was the first time I had ever
Yeah.
gotten like original comic art, and that was the first thing that was just sort of like such a surprise is how much bigger comic
Oh
book
yeah.
pages are than
Oh yeah, they're huge.
the actual printed.
Yeah. They need to get so detailed. These things are really big. I
Yeah,
follow I think John Romita Jr. He's got his big old art table and his big huge pages, and he's going off. Like, oh yeah, they're big.
Yeah. Maybe quiet for a second because I'm using these alcohol markers on the logo, and they bleed a little, so I have to be really as precise as I can be. Yeah. I mean, they're still gonna bleed a little, but that's fine.
Yeah, if I'm quiet, I gotta look up like, oh my god, I never colored a classic Raven from Teen Titans. It's mostly black and purple, right?
Yeah. Well, they used the blue for her, but it was supposed to be black. But yeah, it's supposed to be black, but it's just, again, for comic books back in the day, often blue was used for black.
She's mostly black and purple.
Yeah, it should be like a dark navy. And of course, for modern comics, they can make it way more darker than it is. Would have been
a bodysuit with leggings. Like if they took her cape off, she'd almost be Psylocke. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, she had that dress that was like slit up the side and.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, the markers are there. I am not at all striving for accuracy with this logo. I'm just trying to create a mood.
Oh, yeah. Just create a vibe here.
Yeah, it's just a vibe. Whoops. All right. Oh, got a little out of the line there.
Oh, yeah, shit happens.
It does. I get out of the lines a lot. I've invited a few people and they're like, I can't always color within the lines. It's like, me either. It's all right.
Me either. If at least if these things are sharp as hell, oh yeah, look at these tiny ones I'm doing. It's crazy.
And also when you sort of get to that point where it's like you're kind of doing like, like right in here, that's where I messed up. But it's like you're trying to do those really long, broad strokes to cover a big area.
And my Raven still has skin showing. She's got a lot of leg.
Yeah, her legs were always showing.
And a lot of shoulder. Oh yeah.
But I'm fixing my out of the line moment with a white paint pen. Thank you.
There you go.
I finally had to buy.
No, I accidentally colored one of Hal Jordan's gloves green. I'm like, damn it, they're white.
Yeah.
Shit. First Tony screw up coloring. I'm like, you dirty bastard.
It happens. Oh, I didn't do Batman's face.
And that's the only skin he's got showing.
That's the only skin he got showing. No.
And just take off that mask, see that tan line.
Yeah. I bet he does have quite the tan line.
His jaw.
He probably spends like hours in the tanning bed with like his face, that part of his face covered, so he can even it out.
What are you doing, Bruce? Tanning my face. Oh, I know. Oh, I get it.
You don't know nothing. Shut up.
Yeah, I don't know nothing, dick. Richard. Yeah, it's exactly right. Richard. Shut up, Richard. Lantern. Oh, don't get me started, McFarlane. Why? Give me the females, man. Come on.
Just do it, Todd.
It's freaking me, jackass. He's here in He's here in Tempe.
Exactly. He's in Tempe.
He's here in Tempe. I don't know if he's in Tempe or Chandler or.
He's getting some artisanal butter.
He's over here with me somewhere. That son of a bitch.
That artisanal butter.
Yeah.
I literally had a bunch of people in Portland ready to move to Tempe.
Tempe?
To Tempe, because that's where it was happening.
That's where my dad's
We were
from.
getting
Tempe.
flooded with all the jerks in Portland.
Yeah.
Well, you know that I don't know if everyone watching still knows the story, but there's a point here in Portland where we were getting a lot of people moving from out of state. And again, I keep saying here in Portland, even though I'm no longer in Portland. But it takes a while to get out of the habit. But we getting these people moving in from out of state who are assholes. And they're making rent expensive, and like all the cool businesses were going away because they weren't hip enough for these outlanders. And
Outlanders.
so I would go to bars and they would be there being obnoxious, and I would get a couple drinks, and I'm like, we need to convince them to move somewhere else. And I had a friend who was like, Tempe is one of the worst places in the world you could live. It's just miserable. It's like, well, let's send them there. So I started talking in the bar all the time. I hear that Tempe, Arizona is the new place to go. Like they have a huge music scene and
Oh yeah.
artisanal butter scene. Like they're making artisanal butter down there. And I did this every time we would go, and we at the time we were going 2 or 3 times a week to the neighborhood bar.
Yeah.
And I would just talk really loudly, and my friends would all be cracking up because they knew it was a bit. I did this for like months, and then I was in an Uber going to a friend's house to for dinner, and not even really thinking about it. And the guy driving me was like, "Yeah, I just moved here from like Colorado." And it's like, "Oh yeah, what do you think?" It's like it's pretty cool. Like, and then he was kind of said something about the California people, which is who we all complain about. I was like, "Yeah, they're kind of." He's like, I keep hearing though that Tempe is the new place people are going.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Tell me about it. He's like, apparently there's a music scene and there's artisanal butter. And when he said the artisanal butter thing, I almost died. I'm like, oh my God, it's working.
Gotta go.
It's so random. Like, and there's no, for anyone watching, there is no butter scene. And it's just sort of the made up things that you make the douchebag assholes think are cool. Like, oh, they've got butter.
To us over here, it's just such a hardcore ASU town because that's where ASU Center is in Tempe, and
when I also threw in the thing, it's
bars and restaurants,
And according to the demographics there, it's a lot of older people who are dying. And part of what fueled the thought was I'd read an article that was saying like, like there are a lot of older people there, and when they die, like their kids are selling the houses because they don't want to move there because there's nothing there other than like the college stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of college stuff, college bars, restaurants. So,
but other than sort of the college area, people aren't really moving there. And when parents die, the people are trying to get rid of their houses. So the housing, it's relatively inexpensive to buy a house. Rental is different because, I'm assuming with the college town, a bunch of people have gone in since then and purchased them and turned them into Airbnbs for like football games or whatever. But at the time, like, this was an issue that they were looking at, and I'm like, 2 birds, 1 stone. They can all move to Arizona.
There you go.
And like it seemed, and based on the way I would lay it out when I was drunk at the bar trying to sell people on it sounds really plausible, and it was affordable. Yeah. So it's not like I was trying to convince them to move to like this expensive place they couldn't afford. So yeah. Anyway.
Yep. Okay, I'm doing the border now. I'll leave the superpower rule alone for now.
See, CJ's friend is coming, and they're gonna unbox the superpowers, Wonder Woman and Invisible Jet. Those are really cool.
Yes. Oh, the Wonder Woman and Invisible Jet. Okay, there we go.
Exactly. Perfect. CJ is reminding you the green on the glove is just the effect.
I know. I wish that his it's on the opposite arm. Damn it! I can't win. I can't win.
You can't. You try.
I gotta reach out. I gotta reach for the white out.
White out. No, it's not a white out. That's the Artistro extra fine tip point.
Yes.
7mm water-based ink. Shake,
Yeah.
press, draw.
There
That's
you
what
go.
I use.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for one, you can find it down below in the links. I'm an Amazon affiliate. I get a small commission. And CJ, I'm going to tell you, CJ, thank you, because I can tell you just
Put
bought
that
white
out there.
pens. I get a report, and every time the white pens pop up, I'm like, CJ just bought some pens.
Nice.
Yay, art. So
Border time.
yeah, I just ordered new ones myself because
That's all I'm gonna do. With some damn sharpeners.
this one, which I've been using since August, died. Like,
Oh, the
what's
white
left
thing?
in there is
White
just
out thing?
no, it's a white paint.
Oh, white paint pen. That's what I
Yeah,
mean. Yeah.
white paint pen, Tony. It's a white paint pen. It's
Yeah,
not
do
white
that or I'm
out.
gonna break out the white
There are
pen.
no mistakes, just happy accidents. It's a white paint pen. Stop.
Yes. It's not gonna
Stop ruining my art.
white's not gonna work on a green glove. Shit.
Damn it, Tony.
Damn it, Jim.
Damn it, Tony. All right.
Yellow.
Excellent. Oh, that sounds like fun. It's perfect for Sunday. All right, mine is done, so I'm quickly going to just pop it up on solo.
Cool. I'm almost there.
I
Like I said, I'm gonna save the
top
logo
of my
for
pants
later.
at this angle. So. But yeah, so there we go. All done. Border and the logo are a little messy, but whatever. It's more about the rest of it. And I even gave Starfire some effect. So
Very nice.
yeah.
I like the purple city.
Oh, solo layout for Tony. We're gonna embiggen you, as people say in some corners.
Embiggen.
Oh, that looks really good, Tony. Embiggen. Very nice.
Thank you.
All
See,
right.
there's the glove. The infamous green glove.
Yeah, there it is. Oh,
Damn
it is 100% the opposite side. Damn it, Tony.
I even did his little shine on his ring green.
This is not going to help the people who think that you hate diversity. Like, they just made it all green. You're trying to erase white people now, Tony, by making them green. How dare you?
Reverse.
It's reverse diversity.
Reverse diversity.
Making everything green, guys. It's erasing the white people.
No white.
Everyone cancel Tony. He hates diversity.
Nope.
I still, to this day, am cracking up that people like literally thought when I would joke with you about that in chat that I seriously thought you hated diversity.
What is up? That's what Punk was saying. What is up with Allison? Oh my God, a joke.
It's a joke. I know you white people don't understand when the rest of us make jokes, but God. I said that to Punk and he was like, I'm not white. I'm like, sir, please. Anyway.
That's too funny.
And Kenzo.
Kenzo, thank you, bro.
Thank you, Kenzo.
Thank you, Black Phoenix. Right on.
Thank you, everyone.
Fun.
I appreciate all of you. Kenzo just got us canceled, Tony. Damn it.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, he just see. Look at his little comment. Damn, I can't even say it, or we might get kicked. Anyway, man,
damn whiteys.
Yeah, right. It was him.
It's the man.
Leave me alone. Yeah, the man.
The man.
Okay. And on that note, we're done. So we're gonna wrap this up with Tony. Where can the people find you?
You always find me on at Tony's_figs on Instagram, Tony's Figs on Facebook, and I think it's just Tony's Figs on YouTube. Got some more Delta 17 videos dropping every. I think I got it set up for every Monday or Tuesday until they're done, and that's it. Yeah.
Go watch.
Thank you.
Sub to Tony. The link to his channel is in the description. I fixed it so it didn't say figs. And let's see, what do I got?
Tony's oranges, Tony's figs, Tony's apples.
Tony's topographical. All right, let's see. Tomorrow I've got Where's it at? There we go.
Crackers.
So I bought a Wicked coloring book and I flipped through it. And since
Yeah.
there were all those Wicked dolls, it fits my motif. So watch my Wicked flip through and coloring tomorrow. If
Nice.
you're around, it's 20 minutes of goodness. Starting on the 25th, which is Tuesday, I have a Doctor Strange short, followed
Ooh,
by a Fantastic Four short, followed by Captain America versus Doctor Doom short. So that's your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday goodness. If I can finish it Wednesday, we'll be dropping a Villain Obscura Voltac from Masters of the Universe, Princess of Power. On Friday, there is a Princess of Power Color and Jill. And Friday night, we should be convening the Retro Cavalcade for a rewatch of She-Ra, Princess of Power, the Secret of the Sword.
sweet.
So if you guys are wanting to join us Friday night, rewatch She-Ra this week, the first movie or the first 5 episodes, and meet us in the chat. And I need to confirm, but we should have a special guest for that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff for you to watch. Please do. And if you haven't hit the like, please hit the like. Yeah, I've got a Marvel week leading into
There we go.
more She-Ra content because that's really why I'm here, She-Ra.
Cool.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you again for joining. I appreciate you all. And what is the old saying? In a world where you can be anything, be a bitch. No, just kidding.